going to roost.
There you go. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. How the heck are ya? This is the open chat with me, Diana Clary, and the Lavender Lady, and my co-pilot, my co-host, the one, the only, the brilliant, the beautiful, Kate Farr, Bionic Dance. How are you, dear?
You know, I'm okay, I guess. Perhaps a little bit in a mood, but okay, I guess.
That's always an interesting thing. It's interesting that one can be in all sorts of moods. One can be happy, one can be sad, but when you say that you're in a mood, no matter who you're saying it to, no matter when you're saying it, they always know what you mean.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of things like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. I like that. Because it's almost always taken to be, yeah, leave me alone. I'm like really shitty mood. I will bite your head off if you don't leave me alone. Little one, wait, over
Well,
here.
it's like when someone says, I wish you luck, and they don't specify good luck.
Yeah, yeah. But you somehow always understand. Yeah, you usually understand that it's good luck that is meant. I can
Eh,
imagine that one or two people out there have actually said, "I wish you luck," and they're thinking, "Yeah, have all the bad luck and trip and you know break your nose off and shove it into the back of your brain." Um,
well,
you know,
I don't know. There's a bunch of expressions that we just sort of use automatically that honestly, I don't think say what we want them to say.
mm,
Just little things, and I'm blanking on them right now, but I know there's a couple of times where I hear the expression being said, and I'm just like, really?
oh my. Hi, Amiga Nuts. How are you, dear? Tap tap
Oh,
tap. Is this thing on? With me running the soundboard, come on, you ought to know by now.
hmm.
Oh, but what have you been doing with yourself? Well, I know that you were playing a space game.
Who said were? I'm still playing
Still
it.
playing it? Okay, then.
Yes, it's
Um,
Master of Orion 2 for those of you who are into vintage PC gaming.
hmm.
There are so many times where I end up not finishing a project simply because I got distracted by another one. And one of the things I'm seriously considering when I'm done with Quinn Redshift is trying to make a video game because I've wanted to for quite some time. And if I don't try to make Abductions and Dragons, the one that I was talking about,
Uh-huh,
I think
uh-huh.
I might, I think I might actually want to try to make something along the lines of Master of Orion 2. In fact, if I had all of the various like calculations for how like combat is handled and colony building and all that stuff, I'd just give Master of Orion 2 a facelift. But since I don't have all of that, I'll probably have to come up with my own. The problem is that there are so many games along these lines that are already out there that making mine unique would be difficult. But that's the kind of thing I've been thinking about doing when I have the free chance to do it, is making a game.
It might not be that bad an idea, really.
Well, there are some drag and drop programming languages out there where you don't
Yeah.
actually have to know all the commands. You can just take them from a drop down menu. And I can do that. I can do that just fine. I know the basics of programming. I'm just like not up on a lot of the nuances.
Okay, so you did learn that language, the one from Dartmouth College. Let's see.
What?
I'm really, really bad. You know the basics of programming. Basic
I know
was
beginner's all purpose instructional code. What I don't know is where it came from, which I think is the reference you were making.
came out of Dartmouth College.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I was trying to identify basic without saying basic. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it worked for you.
Okay. As many things don't. I mean, I always have that trouble, and I still
Well, I
keep
thought I made
trying.
obscure ass references, but apparently not. Apparently, my obscure ass references are not quite so obscure.
Okay, then.
Well, I mean, it was like when you tried to make reference to Princess Diana and you used her maiden name or whatever, which I assure you, not everyone knows.
Okay. Yeah, that's, I don't know. I just have too much stuff crammed into my head for my own good.
Yeah, but you don't have to use it all.
But then if I don't use it, it gathers mold and, oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it's already gathered mold.
What are you doing, honey? Are you trying to eat my... Yes, the kitty is trying to eat my video cables.
Hmm.
I don't know about you, little one. Shit. Yeah, but I've been just looking at the Twitter stuffs and getting more and more, what's the word? Disappointed. And the other thing that Twitter is doing to me, which I don't like, I'll go from page to page and it will constantly throw this overlay page with, yeah, you can now adjust your advertisements, and you want personal ads or do you want,
Oh, I saw that.
yeah, and they don't have the good option. You know, like they don't have. I don't want ads at all. Um,
Well, of course they don't. But here's the thing, though. You can achieve that without their permission. I have.
what with an ad blocker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using an ad blocker, and somehow they're getting stuff past it.
Okay. It's working for me. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, there were two companies today that got their ads past the ad blocker. I don't know if they are starting to shut up, you. If they're starting to disguise their ads as regular accounts. If that's it, I don't know.
Well, I'm not seeing any ads at all with my ad blocker, so I don't know what to tell you.
Am I not knowing? But what can I do? Let's see.
Well, I know exactly what you can go and do.
Yeah, this website, block ads on this website, that's turned on. This page, that's turned on. Now, number of items blocked on this page, 2. So it's blocking something, but it doesn't, it appears to not block everything. Weird. I'll have to see if there's any rhyme or reason to what gets through. Because I do know that at the bottom of the tweets, it says promoted. So I don't know if do you promote ads, or is there a different word for that?
I really don't know what your question was.
Well, when an ad gets through, at the bottom of at the bottom of it, there's this thing that says it's promoted.
Pretty
No.
sure that means somebody paid money to have it
Yes.
like made more prominent.
Yeah, and you can do. I know you can do that with regular accounts. I could, if I had the money and I wanted to waste it, pay to have my posts promoted. But these are companies doing this. And I thought you did that in a different way, you know, like you paid for the advertising space or something like that, but they didn't call it promoted. I'm starting to wonder if some of the companies are disguising themselves as regular accounts in order to get around the ad blockers. I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out.
I don't think that it's that way even slightly.
Okay.
I think it's exactly the same, like promoting yourself is exactly the same as it would be with anybody, users, companies, whatever. I don't think it matters.
Okay, okay. I do not knowing any of these
Because, I mean,
things.
especially if it's a Twitter post and not like an ad that's not a post unto itself.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Like I say, my ad blocker has been successful.
Which,
So
out of
honest,
curiousness,
oh, I don't know. I haven't had to know in ages.
oh, I didn't. Yeah, I was about to ask which one it was called, but you don't remember. Okay, that's no problem.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't had to know in ages. But the point being is that I don't end up seeing anything even vaguely advertisey. So it is possible to block all of that.
I is just gonna has to work on it and find out and see what we can do. See if we can do something about that, Amiga Nuts. It seems that I was quieter than you, Kate, and that may or may not be a good thing. I mean, I'm assuming there
Sounds
are.
loud enough here.
I assume there are people out there who would like that very much.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yoy. But, what can I tell you? I was just looking around on the Twitter's stuff and noticed allegedly the Trump administration is now ordering hospitals to bypass the CDC with virus data and go to Health and Human Services.
no, see, the way that was phrased, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. They're bypassing the CDC with data. So
Yeah.
where are they getting data then, if not from the CDC? Or are they just doing an end run around the CDC with some data they already have? I mean, it just, there were too many interpretations.
Okay, the way I read it, the hospitals are collecting the data of, the who's, not so much the names of the people who are there, although it could be, but ages and symptoms and all this, and then
Okay,
they
so wait a minute, Let me see if I got this right. So we're not talking about data distribution, we're talking about data
collection.
acquisition.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
see, that's why it didn't make sense the way it was worded.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, the way I had read it, it was from the New York Times, and yeah, they want, instead of hospitals going to the CDC, which I'm thinking, and a lot of people are thinking, is the place that this data should be going, because the CDC is the center for disease control. They might want to know these various things, but it seems that the administration wants, starting tomorrow, to go to Health and Human Services with that. And when I hear when I hear Health and Human Services, I'm thinking the social programs. Well, not necessarily low-cost housing, because that's HUD, but other things that are similar to that, and they're not even working with disease conditions or anything like that. So why do they want it to go there, unless it is the way some people are suspecting, some hospital personnel are even suspecting, that the data is being rerouted in order to massage it and for political gain, and hide things and whatever else. I mean, this fucking administration will do anything they want for whatever reasons they want. But yeah, I hear from the New York Times. I'll read what they have. The Trump administration has ordered hospitals to bypass the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and, beginning on Wednesday, send all coronavirus patient information to a central database in Washington, a move that has alarmed public health experts who feared that the data will be distorted for political gain. And given what this administration has done, I don't blame them for being wary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously.
And I've seen, well, this is from regular peoples, and not peoples in positions of power or anything, but there's been people asking, okay, could the hospitals refuse to send the data on to Health and Human Services? And answers have come back with, well, I suppose they could, but the administration has been literally stealing equipment and supplies. You know, the what do they call this stuff? The hazmat suits and all the other stuff, personal protection, something or other. And then, you know, they might withhold that in punishment. You know,
Well, that is one thing that Trump keeps doing is, oh, you're not towing my line, are you? Well, I'm going to defund your entire state.
yeah.
That is shit he has totally been pulling. And it's like, how does anyone sit still for that shit?
Okay, I was just thinking about it and it came up with some wording yesterday. And the impression I'm getting is that as a fascist regime sets itself up, it counts on their victims obeying all of the rules while they, the fascist regime, flouts them.
Well, I don't think that's going to be working out for them for much longer, frankly. I think that doing that as much as they have courts revolution. I
Yeah.
think that if they keep trying to pull that crap, people are going to get sick of it eventually. And I also think that they don't really believe that they haven't digested that as a possibility yet.
It is entirely possible because those who abide by the rules take a long time to come to the conclusion that they too need to break them. What I've heard,
Way too long, frankly.
yeah, I mean, what I've heard in reference to that sort of thing is, well, we can't break the rules in order to do an end run around the bad guys because we obtain power by breaking the rules. Then once they regain power, they're going to have precedent to break the rules. And it's like, precedent what? They're already doing it. They've set their own precedent. What's, you know, fuck this.
Well, the thing is that, like, I mean, I had the argument with someone about how the right never seems to take baby steps, but the left seems to have digested this idea that it's the only way we are able to make progress, the only way we are allowed to make progress. And worse, that if we like employ the tactics of the right, but in our own, I don't want to say defense, to our own advantage, to further our own agenda, they're like, well, that makes us no better than the right.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm like, that's so much bullshit. Of course we're better than the right. You know, I mean, like, I realize that, you know, that, like, you don't necessarily want to be like your enemy, but at the same time, I think that if we have the right goals in mind, it's okay. I mean, I realize it sounds like the ends justify the means, but the fact
Well, it
is
kinda
that
does.
using the means we've been using leads to failure. So
Yeah, I mean, it kinda
maybe it's
does.
time we started shaking up the means we insist on using.
I may have mentioned this on another show. I remember an episode from the original Star Trek series where an alien creature brought the crew of the Enterprise and some notable villains from history to the same planet and had them fight it, you know, good fight evil to see, you know, which was better and all this other stuff. By the time it's all over, right at the end of the program, the alien mentions, I've looked at what you've done, and the two of you, the good and the evil, have done the same things. What makes the difference? And Kirk said, well, what did you offer them, the evil people? And the alien says, well, money, power, everything. And Kirk said, well, you offered me the lives of my crew. So right there, ends justify the means, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, if the means are a little bit underhanded, but they're not actually hurting anybody, I don't really see the problem. I mean, especially if by following the rules, you are guaranteed to end up losing. And not just losing like, oh, darn, I lost the game. I mean, like losing every damn thing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're running that risk, honestly, like, there are times where you have to just say, I've got nothing left to lose.
Yeah. I don't know how many people understand how close we are, if we're not already there, to that point. Now, I know, and I know I'm going to sound horrible, but I know that the corporate Democrats don't care, because they're cushy. They have their cushy existences no matter what. They are not going to lose shit. We're going to lose it all. So it's we who have to see it, not they. And that's something I noticed on another thread here. There's a person on Twitter by the name of Nate Cohn, writes for the New York Times, covers elections, polling, demographics, etc., etc. The article or the tweet he made was, I think one obvious lesson of the Democratic primary was the extent that Twitter is not representative of the real Democratic electorate. Okay, you start out there, but where he goes with this is how right-leaning the larger number of the Democrats are. I mean, they're centrist or right of center. Yeah, so we're not dealing with liberal versus conservative. We're dealing with conservative versus fascist, if you will.
Pretty much.
And what did I do? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Open this in a private window. There we go. Tata Poshrini.
Well, I mean, you remember from the alt-right playbook, the whole they go low, we go high bullshit?
Oh, man. I tell you, I don't want to sound horrible, but I'm going to sound horrible. I'd like to slap her for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, see, the thing is, you should probably tell the rest of the audience who she is in this case.
Yeah, she is Michelle Obama.
Right. And to be honest, like right now, we are in the middle of a street fight. Right now, we are in the middle of a back alley brawl.
Yes.
And a lot of the left is treating it like a high school debate.
Yeah.
But our politics have not been a high school debate in a very long time. That's just not what our politics are.
Right.
Our political leaders and all of this stuff, they are willing to fight dirty. And
Yeah.
if we're not willing to fight dirty, then we do so to our own detriment. We're basically committing ourselves to losing.
Yeah, and those who are doing, as I say, those are policy making, etc., they're setting everything up for the loss, and they don't have to worry about it. They're not going to lose anything. You're going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. Everybody's going to be a loser too. Or not be a loser, lose everything. There's a slight bit of difference there. and unfortunately it's been said, and I guess it's going to be there. I guess it's going to get down to that, where you don't wake up and, yeah, I know that sounds too much like woke. Eat it, stuff it. You don't wake up and smell the coffee until the stuff is already burning in the pot. Until you're having trouble eating or having a place to live, and you have no way to fight it.
And we're definitely into, and then they came for me territory.
Yeah.
Man, I told you about the guy I had to block that I've known for years, right? I told you
Yes,
that
you
earlier,
did.
didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before the show started. Yeah.
Oh, was it before then? Then I should probably mention it now. There's this guy I know that I've known for years, who kept insisting on Twitter, no, I'm not. Like, I may be a Southern white man, a Southern white straight man, but I'm not racist, I'm not prejudiced. And then, like, a little while later, he goes, and also black people would get killed less often if they'd stop waving guns at the police. And I'm like, how is that not racist?
I know. That is about as racist as it gets.
Racist as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, no, I take that back. There's ways to be even more racist than that. But the point is that I don't see how anyone can say that with a straight face.
Well, I don't know. The whole blaming a group for its own victimization, yeah, that's pretty anti-group. And in this particular case, racist might be a good way to put it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is like, maybe black people get killed by the police a little less if the police were a bit less prejudiced, if they were less racist. You know, it's got nothing to do with waving a gun at them. There's plenty of black dudes who've been stopped by cops just for being black in public.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Omega Nuts, you've got it. So it's the old, I'm perfectly happy to sacrifice your life. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, especially some of us in this room who are pretty close to the bottom of the totem pole here. You know, nobody I know, and this is what mystifies me about some of the decisions that have been handed down, to where I can have a job, or at least a federal job, but I can't have health care if the provider doesn't like me. So, I don't get that. Oh, hi, Purple.
Well, I mean, that's one thing, is like, I've noticed that my videos have a tendency to get that yellow dollar sign a lot, which means that it's not, I don't have any ads, I just have limited ads. You know,
Yeah,
which also means they probably don't promote my videos too well.
No,
You
they
know?
don't. Right. No.
And so, like, I complained to YouTube, and they said the quiet part out loud. Where what they ended up saying was, no, we're not going to give you guidelines on how to not be offensive. Oh, we're going to give you the community guidelines, but those aren't necessarily the rules you have to follow to make the human reviewer, who isn't the algorithm, to make them decide that you know, that my video should be approved, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So what they're
So basically, like it's up to the individual whim of the
Yes.
person who reviews the video. Now, the biggest complaint I get on my videos from the human reviewers is, and I quote, hate speech against a protected group. Now, maybe it's just me, but being critical of a group is not the same as hate speech, especially when it's directed towards a Christian who is like, Christians are not a fucking protected group. by any
right.
stretch.
Right.
So, I mean, really, Ugh. And so like I said, I complained to YouTube, and like their response was basically suck it up and deal, kid.
Yeah, we hold all the cards, so yeah, we get to dictate the way the game is played.
Hmm. And so,
I mean, you could always follow
I
Ivanka.
mean, what I was saying to the person I was talking to was that maybe the human reviewers aren't being objective enough. And they said, you might have a point. We'll contact our higher level management or whatever, which means they're not going to do a damn thing, I'm sure.
Oh, right.
But even if it does mean that, I'm unlikely to expect any kind of change.
Well, understand now, you could always follow Ivanka Trump's advice and just get another job. Like it's that
Yeah,
easy, you know.
that'll happen.
Uh, yeah, because so many cannot get another job because, well, number one, there's no other job to get, and then yeah, some are just not desired in the workplace anymore for lack of desired skills or whatever.
Well, I have actually considered trying to find another job to do something other than YouTube. But part of what's held me back is I'm sitting here thinking, what would my resume look like? 12 years, YouTube creator. And that's about it.
And
What does a one-line resume look like to an employer? I mean, does it look to them like, wow, this is someone who's dedicated, or does it look like, wow, this is someone with no experience whatsoever? And if it turns out that if they look at YouTube and go, that's not really a job, that's not really a career. It just seems like being a YouTuber for this long could be to my detriment if I seek other employment.
it could, indeed, it could. I've actually been in that position where I listed what I had been doing, and part of it was just a couple of years working on my own auspices, that sort of thing. And this interviewer, this was back when somebody from the office you're trying to work for would interview you rather than going to human resources, was talking about this point and this point and this point and this point, and did not mention at all the description of what I was doing when I was not obtaining a paycheck from someone else. So, without saying until I brought it up that wasn't a job that was meaningless. That's what they said. And then when I brought it up, they said, "Yeah, that's not meaningful." No, thanks a lot.
So what are they evaluating? How good you are at being a subordinate?
Yeah, I think pretty much.
Well, how stupid is that? I mean, maybe it's just me. I think that taking initiative is a good thing. Am I wrong?
Okay, in the real world, you are not wrong. In the corporate world, I get the impression that you are wrong because there are those who would feel that they have had their power taken from them by someone who's taking the initiative. Okay, look, say what you will about me when I say this, but I have been in so many positions where I was better at what my superior officer was doing than my superior officer was. Oh, and boy, did they ever show themselves to feel threatened.
Well, I've had something similar happen, except it worked out more to my benefit. And I've probably mentioned it before, but if I did, it was a long ass time ago, where I had gotten another video store job, right? Like I was in the middle of an employment crisis, let's say. The company I'd been working for was starting to go under and I needed more work and this, that, and the other thing. And so at this video store, this was my fourth video store that I'd ever worked at. And within 2 weeks, I was the new assistant manager. because I knew what the hell I was doing, where most of the other employees really didn't. And
Okay.
so, in a way, having practical experience like that worked out for me.
Dang, you were
And
lucky.
nobody in power felt threatened
God, you were
by
lucky.
my
Yeah.
abilities. So there was that. Mind you, 2 weeks after I quit that job, the manager and a couple of the other employees were totally busted for dealing drugs out of the back room.
Nice.
So I'm glad I got out of there when I did, because for all I know, they would have tried to ding me for that,
Uh,
just because I was the assistant manager.
oh man, I came to a place in the aftermath of that sort of thing. It was an electrode hut, and the whole place got.
Electrode hut?
Yeah, you're familiar with Dilbert?
Vaguely. I've never really read it. It's not my thing.
Okay, the character Dilbert, when he had to go to the electronics store to get parts like a resistor or something like that, he went to Electrode Hut, which is an obvious takeoff on Radio Shack.
So you couldn't have just said Radio Shack?
Well, I could have, but it wouldn't have been obscure enough.
Clearly not.
But I did. And I went to work at a Radio Shack and knew new commanding officers had been brought in just prior to that. The whole place had been cleaned out and rearranged because the other store manager had been nailed for distributing drugs out of the back room. That was fun. We got told the story of that one when we got started. Oh shit! Their jaws dropped when I was there, because the manager of the store told me nobody ever makes commission the first week, but you did. It's like, oh well, yeah, I don't like sales, but I guess I'm good at it. What are you gonna do?
You ever have like a job that you absolutely hate, but you're amazing at it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, like, okay, I actually didn't hate working at Toys R Us that much when I was on the floor. When I was on the register, it sucked balls. But when I was out on the floor, it was actually pretty nice. Especially when it was like, I would have that one, like the mom would come in and she'd go, I know my kid wants this, that, or the other thing, but I can't remember the name of it. I just remember it was a robot that was sort of like this, and so I get to ask all those questions, like, well, because I mean, I knew the toys really well, so I'd say, okay, was it red? Was it green? Did it have this name, that thing? Do you remember this about it? And helping them narrow down the toy their kid wanted. Now, I don't know how often I was right about the toy their kid wanted, but I mean, it was still fun.
Did you know the toys so well because you played with a lot of them? I mean, seriously, I'm not being a pain in the arse about this one. There are.
I not really know, but I knew what they were from rather well.
Okay, because one of the things I wish I could do, I just don't have the money to buy enough that would make a difference. Those Connects building sets.
It's so strange to me that whenever you go for things like fiction or toys or whatever, you always manage to choose the one that takes all the fun right out of it.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean, like when I say, hey, you should read more science fiction, you always go for Asimov and Clarke. It's like, dude, it's entertainment, not a TED Talk.
TED Talks are entertaining. And besides, I loved my.
That's the point, though. Is I've never seen you immerse yourself in a fictional world for the sake of the world itself, or the characters, or any of that. It's always the situation.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're accurate when you say that. And
well, I think that's to your own detriment, frankly. I think you should try more sci-fi where adventure and fun are the point.
suppose it could be worth a try. Something new and different in my old age.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously, it seems there is no bit of fiction so fun that you can't find a way to make it worse.
Oh my. Purple, yeah. Purple says I mostly deal in Lego. But what are you looking, I guess, for in Connects? Oh, I would just like to build the amazing large structures, or even design structures, just out of my head. You know, future world, futuristic, whatever it is, as well as build the Ferris wheels and all that stuff. It's a trap. Yes, doorknob head. I know. Oh my. The other one I wouldn't mind doing is not necessarily from the parts that are already formed. I would have to form the parts myself, but build a clock from scratch to where it's run by little ball bearings, and that are lifted up and put on another ramp, and they roll down and they gather up, and then the thing tips over and all this other shit. Just to get the parts formed and have it work. That would be so much fun. I mean, it's one thing to have the parts already there and you just assemble them, but quite another to start from scratch.
Yeah, see, that just sounds like work.
Okay, I guess some people would consider it that.
I mean, like, I'm not really hearing the fun part.
Well, I think I tried to say it more than once. I guess I've got a different idea of fun than a lot of people do.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's like, in my world, fun involves something a little more imaginative.
Okay.
You know, finding some way to play make believe. That's fun. Building a clock? That's what people do for work.
Yeah, well, that too. Oh, I wouldn't mind playing make believe. It would be a little difficult to get enough people together and enough equipment together to do it, though.
How do you
Say again?
How do you figure?
Well, you would have, I don't know, maybe about 22, 24 consoles. One of them called Flight, another one called, Assistant Flight Director, another one called Econ, and another one called Retro. And they're all sitting there, and there's a simulator running behind them, such that they're all flying a mission.
Fun out of it.
What do you mean?
I mean, this is leeching all of the fun out of it. I mean, if you're gonna do something that's fun, okay, we're not talking mission control at NASA. We're talking flying the Millennium Falcon through an asteroid field to get to some like goal that helps defeat the Empire. That's fun. You're talking about work. You're talking about doing what other people do for work as entertainment.
What can I tell you? I'm weird. Okay, you already knew that when you hired on.
But still, I mean, there are so many ways this could be better. You know, when I say play make believe, I mean like the floor is lava kind of make believe here. I'm talking, oh my gosh, there's a dragon behind you. That kind of thing.
Oh, okay then.
You know, I mean like the kind of stuff that can't happen in real life. That's playing make believe.
Oh, you want me to become religious?
Well, actually, in D&D, you can play cleric characters. They tend to be the healers of the group.
Oh, okay. Now I guess that's a good use for a cleric.
Well, that, and they also aren't exactly going around worshiping like, earth gods. They tend to be a lot closer to something like, say, the Greek or Norse pantheon.
Okay, then.
And I say closer because I don't mean in terms of what these gods actually are and do. I mean, you're more likely to have, like, oh, here's the god of war, here's the god of snow, here's the god of this, that, or the other thing. Like gods that have specific bits of the universe over which they have charge.
Okay, then. Um,
Kinds of gods. And they have a tendency to manifest on the physical plane from time to time, which is what gods ought to be doing if we want to think they're real.
Okay, but if they're going to do that, they can't be spaceless, timeless, and immaterial. You understand that, right?
I do understand that. Fortunately, they're not the Christian God. They're not the Abrahamic God. So that helps.
Oh my, I want to kick Turek's ass, but that's another story.
And I cannot hear his name without thinking of the video game series Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
Okay.
Well. Oh, Columbia.
Oh.
You'd get more attention if you could step off of that computer and onto my lap. Be a lot more convenient.
This one over here is asleep on the cat cradle. Yeah, the cat's in the cradle and a silver spoon.
You didn't have to say it.
Ah.
What? I'm petting you. How much more attention do you need?
I've considered a cat tree, but I'm not sure I know where I would put it. I mean, this place.
Like Columbia loved the cat tree before Xander, but now Xander's kind of taken it over. And she doesn't want to be around Xander that much, so.
Okay, now, I thought that the cat tree had more than one perch for a kitty.
Doesn't matter.
But,
they're too close.
That's what I was going to head for. Yeah, they're still too close. Okay. Oh, my. That's unfortunate. That really is. Because, well, especially early in their kitty existences, Miranda and Ariel could get together and either cuddle up together or be pains in the arse together. Partners in crime.
Yeah, well, I wish Columbia and Xander would get to that point, but they seem to loathe each other, so not a lot I can do about that. Still, Columbia, like, it's been pretty warm here. It is summer and it is Southern California, after all. So, Xander and Columbia, like, Xander still goes on the kitty tree, but Columbia has been lying on the linoleum tile in the kitchen.
Okay, then.
Because it's cooler, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes it.
Cool is a good thing.
Yeah.
Not too cool, mind you.
It's too cool for school.
Yeah, I mean, 38 degrees Fahrenheit. No.
Yeah, well, but see, I would say that's cold rather than cool.
Okay, then. Yeah, because I had a couple of those where it was nicely cool, like -10. It was.
You ever get into that argument with somebody and then, like, a bunch of people join in telling them just how wrong they are, and then they go, oh, forget it, you people aren't worth my time. And it's like, well, apparently we were.
Yes.
Football.
Too cool for cucumber school. Talking about school. Oh, my word. I'm just going one step too far when I'm thinking this whole thing's a conspiracy theory, am I not? There was a Twitter post today. Somebody was asking, okay, any of you who are teachers out there, what do you think about the orders, to go back to school? Will you go if you are not given an option other than in-person schooling? And one person said, I'm really not liking this whole idea. What I fear most is not the students, it's my colleagues. And that went ding up here when I occasionally think of, could it be a conspiracy theory? Does the Trump administration Department of Education want all the teachers to die off so they can sort of
That's no.
I'm being facetious, half facetious. I'm really not serious, but you could almost wonder, because they don't like education. So first let's kill all the teachers.
No.
Where
See,
is-
the problem is I think you're giving them too much credit, frankly.
Probably.
Think of it. I don't think that even registers in their world as a thing to do.
I'm just trying to remember. It sounds so much like the play. Was it one of the Henry the Fourth or whatever of Shakespeare? First, let's kill all the lawyers.
See, you're asking someone who looks at Shakespeare the same way she looks at, say, Arthur C. Clarke. Shakespeare leached all the fun out of the stories he told.
Well, he had a couple good ones, really did. There was one I remember called The 10,000 Names of God. Oh, it was Henry VI. Okay. Yeah, the full court is the first thing we do. Let's kill all the lawyers. From Henry VI, Part 2, Act 4, Scene 2. Oh, yeah. Okay, then. Oh, my. What does wait a minute. Any whore teachers out there? What does that class syllabus look like? Okay. Yay! That's our doorknob head. Yeah, absolutely.
I must have missed something. Horror teachers. The hell's a horror teacher?
I don't know where he's coming from with this.
I feel like that was a thing that happened not too long ago. Like someone started talking about horror teachers, and now it's a reference that honestly I've forgotten about, but I can't remember.
I don't know either. I know there were a couple teachers that one could say got around.
But that's not what we're talking about.
Right. Mary, what should we call our son? Well, we've caught the other 5 Henry, so let's just call him Henry VI.
Well, I mean, like, when you get those parents, usually noble parents of some sort or other, who decide to give their kids 8,000 names, this is Charles Fred William James Harry whatever the third, and it's like, really?
You notice how many of them are British as well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I see that Purple likes. Okay, it's the 9 billion names of God. Okay. He was attracted to it as a pagan. Lawyers are the larval state of politicians. Yeah, absolutely. And if I remember correctly, it was not always that way. I am not quite. Well, George Washington was not a lawyer. No, Samuel Adams was.
Really? I thought Samuel Adams was the guy who invented that beer.
Yeah, there you go.
It does
Was
seem
it
like a
Samuel or
lot
was
of
it
people
John
in history
Adams?
would name Samuel, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I guess that was a good name at one time.
Yeah, I know, but it just seems to be a lot of them. Like a very large number. No, I'm going to go too many people from history are named that. Samuel.
Maybe there are those who think that Samuel is worthy of remembering. And, no matter what they did, it was just worthy of remembering because that was their name. So, yeah, maybe there are some people out there who are writing the history books who said, yeah, Samuel's a great name to remember. Now, there's somebody by the name of Samuel. Let's write about that person.
Oh, see, I thought you were going the other way. Like, hey, there was an interesting person. What was his name? I don't know, call him Samuel.
Oh, okay.
I seriously thought you were going in the other direction with that.
And then, of course, you have First Samuel and Second Samuel and all that shit.
Well, yes, but still.
I like it. Purple's got a great idea. I think we'd do a lot better if Congress was full of actual tradesmen who had to work a normal job for 20 years before getting elected.
Well, I have to admit, there are times that I think there should be term limits for Congress Muppets.
Yeah.
Just because, like, them getting entrenched for so long and having all of the people who are courting them for, like, lobbyist positions later, and all the crony capitalism and all that stuff. I think that if we had term limits for people in Congress, they'd have a hard time building up that base of theirs, the connections like that. And so it'd be a lot easier to make that, like, to hold their feet to the fire, to make them behave themselves, all of that stuff.
Well, what was that story that you've told? I think it was maybe once or maybe twice here about Joseph R. Biden, where something about he wanted to be bought, and they said, you're too young, come back when you're 40 or some shit like that.
Yep, that's what they did. He said he was prepared to sell himself out, and they said, not yet. We don't know you well enough. You might not be a worthy investment.
And
well,
you're putting it that
should
way.
Not be consideration, damn it.
Yeah, you putting it that way, really made me step back and think, yeah, maybe that is something to be said for term limits. I know that, well, term limits have their disadvantages as well, but that might be a great advantage. You're not there long enough to have a reputation established such that you can be bought. Now, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, though, is someone pointed out that there was, I wish I could remember what it was. They gave some reason why term limits are bad in Congress. And I think it was something like, how do you get people to work with you if they don't know anything about you, kind of thing? And I'm like, well, so, I mean, the idea is to get the job done, not to have people looking at you like a resource.
Yeah, like the story about AOC with, wait a minute, lady, you're trying to do things, but you're not playing the game the way we want it played. I think you actually told that story.
Yeah, although I hate to say, sometimes it feels like she's starting to sell out more than a little. Like she's starting to play the game.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, and is it one of those things where she thinks, okay, maybe this is what I have to do as much as it makes my gorge rise. If I want to do anything at all, I have to do some of this. But even if, here's the thing, if you're going to do that and try to play the role, I'm going to look like I'm doing what they want me to do, but I'm really not going to think that way. Isn't it the case that sooner or later you do start thinking that way and you've sold out?
Well, that's the problem, is I think she's already there.
Moo.
But then again, maybe not, I don't know, but she is kind of acting a little bit like a Quisling from time to time.
And I don't know, maybe that's, maybe that's where term limits would be kind of good too, though, as I'm thinking about it. Uh, okay, if you are fresh meat, if you are new blood, whatever you want to say, and you're trying to get into a house of government and actually trying to do something good, with term limits, maybe you would not be running into that wall that, say, AOC or her ilk seem to be running into. You know, with we won't let you do anything until you play the game our way, but with term limits, maybe there wouldn't be anybody around long enough to get that game going. I don't know.
I kind of thought that's what I said.
Move beef. Oh, okay. Now you haven't moved since 7:58, right? You
Me?
haven't, you have not moved in the last 4 minutes, right?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I haven't done a damn thing.
Good. Because Purple screamed out, Kate, don't move. You sound your sound got so much better.
Okay. Color me confused, but okay.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know why my sound might have been crappish, honestly. I mean, nothing changed on my end, let's put it that way. So, I mean,
Yeah,
it might be something to do with you. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what's.
I'm looking at my VU meters and the audio output capture, which is your sound level, is just into the yellow, which is basically where it should live. So, I don't know. We'll just try to do what we do and keep it going. Excuse me. Oh my. I am hiccuping all over the place. Why am I hiccuping? I haven't eaten anything yet, and
You mean today at all?
right. Yeah, I haven't had anything today at all, so I will not have been hiccuping on food. Well, I did have half a glass of chocolate milk. That was what was left in the half gallon. I'm getting hooked on chocolate milk.
Yeah, we've noticed. Because you mentioned it a lot.
Yeah, I decided one day I wanted some chocolate milk, and then I decided, God, this is good. I want some more. So I don't
You know
know.
what? You know what? That's not going to help.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to help the caloric intake.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, given what Purple just said, I suspect, unless you were the one who was echoing, then it would have been me, which means it would have been on your end. Because I don't hear any echo on my end at all. I don't know.
Okay, one thing I can try is reach into the drawer here. Oh, yay. And if there's echoing going on, we'll see if it's coming from here. And I don't know, maybe it is. With my luck, of course it is. Okay, that goes in there. And these, oh, these go in the ears. Like this. See? Isn't that great?
Sure. How was it before? I wasn't looking.
Okay, I don't know. I'm plugging it in right now.
Okay.
Yay!
But what I mean is, were you wearing the headphones before?
I was not wearing the headphones. No, we started out with
That could explain a lot.
That could. Yeah, I wasn't hearing any echo, so I wasn't concerned yet. But Purple mentioned an echo, so I thought, okay, maybe it's me because I'm the only one I can think of who is operating with the mic and the speakers open and in relative proximity. And Amiga is
I mean, don't
screaming.
get me wrong, my microphone isn't too terribly far from my speakers, but we've never had anyone complain about echo on my end before.
Right,
So
right, yeah. Um, and then the way my mic is aimed, it is possible to get some of the sound out of the speakers. The mic is really interesting. It's not, the two elements are not straight ahead. They're off to the sides, if you will, and one of the elements is kind of pointed toward a speaker. And then there's a Megan that's yelling, "Don't fix it!"
oh yeah.
Da Brozhnie.
Yeah. So a little bit of good news.
Yay.
That package I've been waiting for finally moved. It took them for frickin' ever, but now it is in Chicago, where before it was in Italy for about a week.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah. But it's on its way, which is really, really good. And I'm looking forward to finally having my very own Nintendo Switch.
So this is an interesting little thing going on here. I'm wondering if the package was loaded aboard a rowboat in Italy, and then somebody rowed it across the Atlantic, and then up the St. Lawrence, because really all you have to do is go to Lake Michigan there, and there's Chicago, and that's why it took so long to report it.
Apparently, Purple says people have mentioned Echo before when I've been on his channel. Well, it might have been nice if they'd mentioned it to me, but okay. Then again, I mean, it is a little difficult sometimes to keep up with the side chat. Just because, especially if there's a double wide buttload of people in it, and we're already talking, and maybe I'm doing something else to distract myself, distract the brain monkeys that keep wanting my attention, kind of thing. Because a lot of the time when we're chatting, I'm working on animation stuff or something. So even if people are saying things in the side chat, I may never see it. Let's see. International posts have been screwed by the pandemic. True. But one of the things that both a friend of mine who works for the post office and the post office itself has told me is that sometimes people are sloppy about scanning things when they really ought to. The impression I got from what I saw on the website there was that this package had been in transit for a rather long time to get to Chicago. It wasn't going from Rome directly to Chicago. It was probably going to New York City or something first. But people just weren't bothering to scan it the way they should have to give me the notifications, because I get notifications by email. So it may just have been that I was waiting a week, but it wasn't actually a week for new news. It just seemed like a week for new news because people were being sloppy at scanning it, and there had been news to tell for ages. I just didn't know it because no one was telling it.
Yeah, I don't know how that works really. When you're talking about international air, you could leave from almost anywhere and set down almost anywhere. You're not required by the logistics of the whole thing to drop into a port on the East Coast or the West Coast.
Thing is, you might be, though.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Chicago is so deep into the U.S. I imagine the first place it would go is a hub somewhere.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering. Is it that you've got international hubs set up in places like New York, or are there some rules somewhere out there that say you have to land within 100 miles of the coast?
Well, it's the post office, so frankly, it wouldn't shock me to discover that there are rules.
Mm-hmm.
It would not shock me in the least to discover that there's some this is the regulation, it has to go here, kind of thing, some red tape, whatever. And it might even make sense. It might actually be unwieldy, or to do it some other way. It might be like, oh, if it goes to this place instead of that place, well, that place isn't a hub. And since it's not a hub, like we're not sending out trucks or whatever to every direction. We're just sending them to the next hub. So it may make sense to have that regulation, even though from the outside it looks kind of stupid.
Yeah. Current air, freight, hubs.
Oh, don't even bother looking it up. I've tried all of this looking up stuff, and it like getting information. Like, okay, one thing I was curious about,
Mm-hmm.
is it okay or not okay on YouTube to use subliminal messages?
I don't know. I
Well,
really
neither do
don't
I,
know.
but
Yeah.
trying to find it out by searching through Google, forget about it. You're not going to find it. Like if those rules exist, like nobody has made mention of them. However, there does seem to be a trend on YouTube of something called subliminals. And it seems to be something along the lines of like ASMR type stuff. And sounds, but they seem to be purely audible. So I don't know if you like briefly flash a message up on the screen in text or something, if that's allowed or not allowed or what. I don't know. I wish I knew, but I couldn't find it out on Google. So either my Google foo was weak, or nobody is even talking about it, and I don't know which. Oh, hush you! If you really want more attention, sit on my lap. Silly kitty.
Yeah, no, this is interesting. We have the top 10 freight airports. I'm looking through them. They all seem to be international airports.
I challenge you to find for me an airport that handles the major airlines that doesn't claim to be an international airport.
Right.
Because almost every last one of them says so, probably because they go to Mexico or Canada and that's it.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's some minor little airfields out there that are obviously not international airports, but they're barely even airports in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting because the top freight airport is one I never would have considered to be a top airport at much of anything. Memphis International Airport. Right in the freaking middle of the U.S. Well, not exactly in the middle, but pretty damn close.
Well, it makes a certain kind of sense, actually. I mean, if it's a hub, it would probably be in the middle somewhere.
So I guess, yeah, I mean, Memphis would have international capability for one thing or another, but yeah, domestically, stick it in the middle. Yeah. Oh, jeez, man. Number 1 is Memphis. Number 2 is Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport. Number 3 is Louisville International Airport.
Is what one? What one?
Okay, the third is Louisville International Airport.
Oh, Louisville. Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, in Kentucky. And LAX is number 4. That kind of surprises me that they would be down at number 4.
Actually, what surprises me is that Seattle doesn't appear to be there, because that is technically our Asian port city in the
Yes,
US.
yes. Okay, number 5 is Miami. 6 is Chicago O'Hare. 7 is JFK. 8 is Indianapolis. Jeez, man. 9 is Cincinnati, North Kentucky. Whoa. 10 is DFW. I don't know.
So what is a Dallas fart worth anyway?
I'm not sure. You'd have to ask Aaron.
Oh yeah, come to think of it, I have been in Dallas, and he was there.
Moo.
Never really thought about that before.
Did he pick
Usually
you?
when I think about, like, have I been somewhere in Texas, I remember, oh yeah, Austin, that's right. But no, Faithless Forum, Dallas,
Yeah,
yeah.
did he pick you up to take you to the Faithless Forum site or
He
something
did.
like that? Yeah, okay.
He,
That's
he, he was doing shuttle duties for a while, yes.
Hey, there you go. I used to do shuttle duties for the Cleveland RGs, but
RGs?
regional gatherings.
Oh, you're talking about that Mensa stuff, aren't ya?
Yes. Yeah, that
Okay.
that was fun. Because you got to meet some of the special guests and everything else like that, and
Well, I told you about the time I went to American Atheists and took the like hotel shuttle from the airport and ended up sitting right next to PZ Myers, right?
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So probably similar.
Move beef.
And I like saying similar. It's fun. Well, it was kind of like, okay, before I stopped watching him because he started to annoy me, what's his face? Mr. Atheist had
oh,
this
Jimmy.
whole
Yeah,
like he had this whole like we call it sherbet, not sherbet. And I'm like, oh yeah, totally.
yeah. I grew up hearing it called sherbet. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean it just sounds better. I know it's wrong, but it feels better to say it. Sherbet just sounds so weirdly truncated. Like it just feels like there should be more to that word than there is.
Oh my. Okay, so this is interesting from Purple. The post office has its own network, even though Minneapolis has direct flights to London and Paris. If you mail a package from Minneapolis, it has to go through Chicago.
Right, so hubs then.
Yeah, I guess. And I guess different hubs to the hubs that other people might use.
What?
I'm thinking they might have different hubs and spokes. Um, their hubs and spokes might be different to the hubs and spokes that let's some other common carrier might use, like UPS or FedEx or something like that.
Oh, so because I thought maybe you meant like different hubs for packages versus different hubs for humans.
Oh. Well, that's one thing that Purple seems to be implying here is that I guess a people person can go directly from London to Minneapolis, but a package has to go through Chicago from London to get to Minneapolis.
Well,
Now, I'm
I told
not.
you that story about the woman where she called up the airport, the airline, and said, "Look, I'm just trying to go from like oh man, I forget what it was. It was like go from let's just say Texas to New Jersey.
Okay,
I don't remember the exact, but it doesn't matter."
sure,
And
right.
she says, but you have me going through some weird like South American country or something. Where the hell is Makonga that you're sending me through?" And they're like, "What? Makonga? We've never even heard of Makonga." So they look it up and they go, "Ma'am, that's Macon, Georgia."
Yeah, it might as well be a foreign country.
Well, but I mean, Makonga. It does sound like somewhere you might find Tarzan or a temple with a giant boulder that'll kill you, or one of those, Makonga.
I have never had the
Okay.
I have never had the honor of going through Makonga. No.
Yeah. But I mean, so places that sound like they could be foreign countries and blah de blah de blah.
I know when I went out west um, back in '84, whatever that was, we flew to
Oh, sorry, go on.
yeah, okay, we flew to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to El Paso, if I remember correctly. But it was West Texas, so yeah, that was just boring, you know. No Makonga or anything else like that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's Well, I don't have a lot to say about air travel other than that. I
Mm.
wish I did.
God, I used to love flying. Oh, I loved flying. Pisses me off that, I mean, the way things are, I'm just not going to be flying anywhere. Um, I'm thinking I won't be flying anywhere anytime soon, maybe ever. I mean, no,
Well, how can flying be pleasant? I have to wonder.
well, that's the whole
I mean,
point.
unless the planes are radically different.
Well, they are compared to the way they were when I was flying, and you had more room back when I was flying. You weren't jammed in with your knees up in your mouth and all that other stuff. And well, me, I was kind of special in a way because the flight attendants,
Was?
yeah, the flight attendants and I were all on a first name basis, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
Because I was flying, I'd fly out to my work site on Monday and I'd fly back on Friday.
Oh, that's right. You told us about that once.
Yeah, and they say, yeah, you like coffee in the shed. Can we just take care of everybody else? You go back to the galley and pour your own. You just try to do something like that now. You even try to talk to a flight attendant now. Come on, give me a break here. Um,
Well, they do seem to appreciate it when I'm polite.
mm, but I
You
mean,
know, like they offer you that like plastic cup full of Coca-Cola or whatever. You know, giving them a thank you seems to affect their day.
mm-hmm.
And not in
Um,
a negative fashion either.
and we would joke because there was the food that I got and the food that they brought onto the plane for themselves. We're getting this crappy looking stuff that they called lasagna. Um,
Well, lasagna's gross anyway.
it was in a white sauce rather than a tomato sauce. And, there they are coming up the back way, carrying their pizza onto the flight with them. It's like, can I have some?
Well, you know, these days a lot of airports will have pizza restaurants where you can buy this small thing to take on the plane with you.
Can you actually take stuff on the I'm amazed. Okay,
If you
here.
buy it at the airport, absolutely.
Okay. Because here I thought that maybe they would think that you were carrying a nuclear weapon in your shoe, and then you would take it out of the heel and stick it into the piece of pizza,
Well, but
and
that's
then
the thing is, I mean, all of the concession stands or whatever at the airport are, like past security.
okay then.
So, so it doesn't matter. Like you could be getting on the plane with a box of pizza, but like if you're going through security with a box of pizza, they might get snarky. But because you went through the security, bought the pizza, passed security at the food court, then got on the plane, they're not going to get bitchy about it.
And then there are, I don't really know how much of this goes on, really and truly, but I do hear the stories about people like me trying to get on a flight and TSA, hey, come here. Um, you got something where we're not expecting it, and we're going to strip search you. Oh, great. And
Well, I mean, that happens to me a lot too, but it's like usually they go, oh, there's some metal on you. And I'm like, there's no metal left on me unless it's like a rivet in my jeans or something.
yeah, I was going to
And
say they
like,
don't have
yeah, well,
anything to
we gotta
complain
pat
about with
you down
you.
anyway.
Hmm?
And so they say, yeah, so we're gonna have to pat you down anyway. And then they go and do it. And it's like, well, you didn't find anything, did ya?
Je devais trust par quelqu'un.
I figure next time they try to pull that shit, I'm gonna like fake an orgasm or something.
Yeah, that'll make your day.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna put your hands on me, even the backs of your hands, down near my personal bits, I'm going to get a little snarky in your direction.
Oh man, and who knows that would they take that as a cue to set you in a little room somewhere to be questioned?
Well, one thing I've noticed though is that if you're of good humor, they will actually often respond in kind. You know, like okay, take for example, there was this one TSA sign that I saw that was listing the various weapons you couldn't bring on board. And there was one, and right now for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of it. But it's like sort of a weird cross between a switchblade and brass knuckles. And they said, don't bring one of these on. And I was like, what the frig is that? And so I asked the flight attendant, and they were like, they told me, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I asked them, is it true that all jokes have to be taken as if they're serious? Like if I give you a waka waka waka, it doesn't matter. I still claim to have a thermonuclear device in my wallet. And they were like, nah, we can use bounds of reason. Things like that. But I mean, what was great was that I could ask them about that. And if I said it in the right attitude with the right vibe, they just ran with it because I guess we're people too. I don't know, but if you deal with them the right way, they will treat you well also.
Okay, so I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have that much to worry about. I'm usually a genial type of person. I mean, I'm the one who will strike up a conversation with random people on the street, and the conversation will actually go somewhere. And rather than who the fuck are you, and get out of the way, which most people would think, that one, no, we know who she is, get away.
Columbia, for crying out loud, it is nowhere
Yeah.
near feeding time, and you're totally welcome for lap sits if you want them, but you could stop bitching.
Oh man, yeah. Did you have to fly in the short yellow plane? Yeah, as a matter of fact. And it seems that Purple got the half naked Pat down because he had changed his name back in the 90s.
Did you? Now I'm curious.
Yeah, I know the story. I think some others do as well. Have you told the story on the air, Purple, or is it just a matter of talking off camera? I cannot remember.
Well, I mean, I know I've never heard him tell the story. That much I can say with full confidence. Not that it matters a
Okay.
huge amount, but I'm trying to remember. Like, no, I have seen Purple's name once because he sent me that stuff.
Yes.
I've just gone and forgotten it, which is probably for the best. I don't even know if he wants it known, but still, and I wouldn't just blurt out someone's real name unless I knew it was okay. But still, I mean, I have seen it for sure, and I totally don't remember what it was.
Yeah, he says, I think I've told the story in chat, but without revealing my real name. Oh, okay, yeah.
I suppose technically it's kind of a dead name, isn't it?
Technically, pretty much.
I mean, not the same way as it is for some folks, but, well, hell, sometimes I wonder, like, I'm sure, because I've told the story about how my birth mother kept me for like 3.5 months before realizing she couldn't take care of me and giving me up. Wonder what the hell she called me.
Yeah, that's an interesting little thing there. Now, I was told that the penguins at the infants and children's home called me Jimmy. And I found that out after I had taken the confirmation name James. It was kind of interesting to me, where coincidental thing going on. Oh, okay. So he says it was two reasons. One, divorcing myself from my bio family. Oh, I could never understand an impetus to do that. No, never, never, never could I understand that.
Right. I don't believe you.
I don't know why. Oh my. That was the interesting thing when I stood before the judge um, at my court appearance, to get the whole thing finalized and everything. He said, "You're changing all three." And I said, "Yeah." He seemed slightly surprised that I was even changing, I was changing my surname as well as everything else. But,
Sorry, my brain went somewhere horrible with surname.
okay, there, yeah. Could be, could be.
Well,
Yeah, sure. Definitely. Oh, my.
oh, for crying out loud, Columbia, and every time I move you to my lap, you jump off. But you sure look like you want. Oh, stop it, you.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, he says the name.
Ah. Sorry, I don't know how much sound that makes when she bashes into the microphone, but it's probably more than I want.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit, not that much, yeah. Says the name I chose was to match my stepdaughter's last name. Biodad refused to allow me to adopt her, but by changing my name to match hers, no one ever questioned when I signed papers for her. Okay then. No, I just changed my name to well, part of it was to divorce myself from those people, and the other one was I picked my name. This was back when they would call it fem name. I don't know if they still use that term or not. And nobody knew. I was out to nobody, at least in the family. And had I kept the surname, somebody would see it. Oh, I was easily identifiable. There were like 6 people, maybe, or 12 people with that name in the entirety of the United States. So it wouldn't take long to track me down, and the shit would hit the fan. And
Well, the question is, though, does someone want to?
What, to track me down?
Yeah.
Well, considering the way those two were, especially her, yeah, I could see them. I mean, they wouldn't go online to do it because they thought online was evil, but I suppose they could get a cousin to do it or something, just to know what the heck I was. They always had to know everything I was doing.
Wait a minute, they thought online was evil?
Well, pretty much. I mean, they didn't necessarily think it was evil. They thought it was useless.
Really?
Yeah. He was giving me a hard time the one time they came to Pittsburgh to pay me and Melody a visit. You don't need this computer thing, everything else. I mean, what are you going to use it for? Can I talk to one of my shipmates with it? He said, and I just looked at him and said, "Yeah, what's his email address?" Oh, you could see the smoke coming out of his ears.
Didn't really like being shown up, did he?
No, and especially not by me. No, I think I've said it before. He absolutely hated me.
It still boggles me that they even wanted children. I mean, I know you've explained they thought they kind of had to or something, but it's still bizarre to me that they wanted to. It sounds like they hated the entire experience of parenting.
Well, I have a feeling that they thought it was going to be a bit different from what it was. I have a feeling that they didn't consider that they would be taking into their homes, into their home, an independent mind. They wanted little clone, and my sister was a little bit more a clone. Once she found Jesus, she fell right into line. I was never a clone, and they did not like that. Especially he didn't like that. If I had an opinion that differed to his opinion, it would be, "Who told you to think that? Who told you to have that opinion?" Literally, it's like somebody would have had to have told me to have that opinion. I couldn't have it myself. I remember once.
So, like, you were being taught by some evil cabal out there.
Yeah, which could be anything other than him. I mean, if anybody was to teach me to have an opinion, it would have to be him. So it could be his opinion that I had. Well, she had no mind of her own, no opinion of her own. Everything she did was because that's what he liked or he wanted. I mean, for the love of Saint Gulick, she wore a certain hairstyle throughout the entire time that I knew her because he liked it.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like you were raised by the Dursleys.
Okay, now what is that?
Yeah, see, for once I get to make a reference you don't grok.
Yay! But all I do is ask you.
Yeah, well, it's the family that Harry Potter was sent to live with.
Oh, okay. I have a general idea. Yeah, okay.
You know, these are people who demand that everything be normal.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, although I mean, there are certain things I like to be quote unquote normal, but most of them are like the things I eat, for example, should not be so radically weird that they taste nasty.
So what? You want normal Kishka and let's see, normal kidneys and
See, no, because those are in and of themselves abnormal.
oh my, oh my, oh my.
I
Yeah.
mean, like I realize that everything in the body is technically an organ, but when people talk about organs, they usually mean things like kidneys, livers, gallbladders, that kind of thing. And quite frankly, those bits on an animal are not for eating.
Oh my. You know, that's the other thing though. And I grew up eating a lot of that stuff, and I sometimes wondered, you know, we had a lot of the organs. You know, we had the kidneys and we had the hearts and the liver, but we never had a Wurlitzer. And I always wondered why.
Um, Last I heard, a Wurlitzer is a jukebox. I assume you're trying to say something about like an organ, like in a church, but the only Wurlitzers I've ever heard of were jukeboxes.
Oh, okay. If I remember correctly, Wurlitzer also made the organs that you would find in roller rinks.
We never had organs in roller rinks either.
Okay.
Okay, roller rinks had DJs.
Okay.
You know, I mean, maybe an organ at, say, a sports arena. You know,
Yeah.
that. There you might find an organ, but nah, roller rinks, roller rinks was all DJs. In
Okay.
fact, okay, if there's one song that I associate with a roller rink at all, it has to be "Pour Some Sugar on Me" by Def Leppard. Oh my gosh, did they
Oh
play
no.
that every freaking time? Every time I ever went to a roller rink through my childhood, they played that song at least twice.
Okay then.
Yeah. And I think somebody just dropped a bomb on the city for all those sirens I'm hearing. My
Wow.
word.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully nothing horrible. I mean, it might be
Well,
bad
unless it's
enough,
someone
but
I can like.
there you go. But oh, this is interesting. The Mighty Wurlitzer theater organ was introduced in late 1910 and became Wurlitzer's most famous product. Wurlitzer theater organs are installed around the world in theaters, museums, churches, and private residences. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
somehow find it difficult to envision a Wurlitzer in a church, but then again, I don't know. If you're on a budget, maybe, you know?
well, the only reason I even know that Wurlitzers are a thing is because of this fucked up radio play my parents introduced me to once called The Fourth Tower of Inverness. And it contains at least 2, possibly 3, I'd have to listen again, magic jukeboxes, one of which is a Wurlitzer.
Okay, then.
It is a weird radio play, especially given that it was apparently done live, so they kept in all the bloopers.
Okay, I like it. I
Of which
like
there
it.
were a few. Like one time, because they were doing the sound effects in studio as well, like live Foley, right? So at one point, there's these 2 characters who are supposed to have fallen in a river or something, and you hear all this splashing. And then at one point, one of the actors, she goes, "Oh my gosh, I've got this water all over me," and she starts losing it with this major laughing fit. And I'm just like, for the longest time, because I was introduced to this thing when my age was still in the single digits, so I thought the character had just gotten wet because the character had just gotten wet. But listening to it now, I'm pretty sure that the actress had gotten splashed
Okay, then.
and was reacting to the splash off script that she was improving.
Mm-hmm. Oh my. Yeah, there you go on the little thingy do. It's the thingy do rather than just the plain old thing. Yeah, I'm weird. Thought you guys knew that already.
You know, maybe it's just me, but if you have to announce that you're weird, chances are good that you're not as weird as you think you are.
Oh, I was hoping so much. I really was. I mean, that would be my claim to fame, you know?
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, a lot of people are weird. Like, I know I'm weird. I try to say it as little as possible just because, like, let's see, how do I put this? It's like if you tell a joke the way Fozzie Bear tells a joke, and it's a terrible joke, and he's just looking, and nobody's laughing, and then Waldorf and Statler, like, say some snarky remark, and it's like, yeah, that joke didn't land so much, did it? I've got a way to put this. It's kind of like when Tornado tries to tell a joke,
Oh
and
my
it doesn't
word.
land very
Oh
well.
my word. Yeah, okay. How well we know that one.
So it seems to me if you're weird, don't say it. It's too self-aware. People will know that you're trying to make it a brand. Anyway, that's just me, though.
Is that like a raisin brand?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to be clear on the subject, that's all.
Oh, you already knew what the answer was.
I don't know. I thought I heard some heavy breathing from the cat.
No, actually, I'm pretty sure that was spaceships landing to colonize a planet.
Oh boy.
I mean, well, let me ask you this. Did it sound like panting or was it longer than that at a single breath? Did it go like that or was
Like
it
that. No, it was the first one you did.
That was colony ships landing on a world.
Okay then. Okay then.
In this particular case, the industrial colony of Pandora 3. And Columbia stopped, like she's totally nuzzling the microphone. Right now, stop that, you. I love you to death, but that microphone isn't for you.
Meow. Meow.
Oh.
Yes, it is. It's tuna flavored.
Yeah, I really hope the microphone doesn't smell like fish. Wow. I mean, I'm sure there's someone out there adventurous enough to try that with this microphone. I'm just hoping they don't do it with my microphone.
There you go. There you go. I don't know. It's it seems to be a little voluminous for that sort of thing, but then again, I understand that there are some people who like that sort of thing. So, well, what are you going to do?
People have some very interesting fetishes. There are some that creep me right the hell out. I don't even remember where I saw this. It was on television, which is the part that boggles me. But there was this guy where I don't even know if I want to say this. He got some fetish for injecting gel into his junk to the point where it looked seriously like a sleeping bag or a gigantic pig in a blanket. And it was one of the creepiest things I ever saw.
What the
And
hell?
it was just a thing for him as he loved doing that to himself. And I'm like, I'm not that strange. And I think I'm glad,
Yeah.
actually. I mean, don't get me wrong. I value being unique in certain ways, but I emphasize in certain ways. There are limits beyond which I will not go.
Yes.
And I have to say, like I would never get breast implants either.
Okay.
Like I can't help thinking that, like, I've seen some boob jobs where it was well done, but like it was just too freaking big. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
So it's
And-
like if I had a dick, I wouldn't necessarily want it to be the size of a burrito.
There you go.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a guy thing. Maybe they think that's what women want, or maybe that's what they want. I don't know, but I do know that there are limits.
I think I've mentioned this already, but some of the cross-dressers I've known throughout the years, and even some of the trans girls I've known, claim that they want, like K-cup tits, which, okay, for those who do not basically know what's going on, let's see. I have a C cup, all right? K cup is out to about here.
That's just crazy. It feels like they'd rip your chest off.
Yes.
Just from all the your weight.
And this is what I'm telling them. I said, no, you really don't want this. I mean, the pectoral muscles are gone. Back problems, you name it. And they're all laughing. Oh, no. It's not it. And I like that, and I want that. Okay. I hope you have it. Because I know that they wouldn't quit whining with all the problems that would happen. And there are some guys who claim that they like the large, pendulous breasts. Are you familiar with a porn figure who called herself the Spirit of 76?
No.
She had, I think it was natural, but I may be wrong. She had a 76-inch band size. Okay, and for those who are not familiar, the band size is the length of that band of elastic that goes, the length of the bra. It goes around. My band size is a 42. So, take it from there. It's almost twice what I've got going here.
I'm really glad I went sports bra only about 15 years ago.
Okay.
It's so much easier to deal with. It really is. Now, granted, I'm not exactly spilling over with tittage, but at the same time, it's just so much more convenient. You're not dealing with all those hooks and stuff, and there's no underwire going on. It's just...
Oh, man, I detest underwires. If they're not poking into my ribs, they are poking, remember, guys, that I'm wearing forms. I mean, I do have, I'm not flat, okay? But I'm so out of proportion with the rest of me. I mean, I'm lucky to have a double A without the forms, but the underwires are poking into the forms and threatening to tear into them and everything else. You're talking over $200 a set here, and I just can't afford to replace them every 3 weeks. Um, and yeah, the wireless bras are just that much more comfortable for me. You know, what can I tell you?
And I'm looking for this one picture I saw once. Someone had sent me, like thinking I'd want it, this porn picture.
Oh no.
And well, yeah, I agree. But I was looking and like it wasn't really my thing. But it was this picture of all these women that I think look like they want to be models or something, but they're all butt naked, running towards the camera in water, right? And what really struck me more than anything else was the facial expression on the face of one of those women, because it was one of the like she looked like she was bored or sneering, but thought that it was sexy. I don't know. And I had to save it because it just looked so insane.
Oh
Um,
jeez, man.
and like I didn't save the whole picture. I cropped out her face just because, like, is this supposed to be sexy?
Not to me, it isn't.
But
No,
it
not to
just
me.
looks like I don't know. So, but the reason why that came to mind was because at least one of them had some very very obviously fake breasts.
Yeah, especially if it's done badly, if it's done too outsized. Boy, can you tell. I'm,
Well, I mean, okay, let's put it this way. There's top of the chest around about the clavicle area,
mm-hmm.
and then somewhere midway between the breastbone, all of a sudden there's breasts. Like they didn't have that slope,
Right,
you
right.
know? It was like someone had attached a set of spheres to her.
And
It
this
was
is,
like they
yeah,
didn't actually fit naturally onto her chest. And I was just like, that's not attractive in any way.
right. Yeah, I was about to say about the spheres, it looks like you cut 5/8 of a sphere to where it's not even cutting half of a sphere, you know, where you would have the tangent perpendicular to your chest. The tangents would be pointing in toward your spine with the horrible breasts I'm thinking of, you know, the horrible implants I'm thinking of, and
Well,
that
I don't know what you're thinking of, and obviously I can't show this in the chat in any way. Because well, I mean, even if I still had the full picture, I don't have uh I mean, obviously it's porn. Um, or at least it's naked people. It's not actually sex. No one was having sex in the picture. It was just naked. But still, um, like I don't think we're picturing the same thing, you and I.
okay,
Like it's not about where they're pointing. That's got nothing to do with it. It's just the shape. It's like, watermelons are just too big for the chest of someone her size.
yeah,
And also, but they're not even shaped like watermelons. They're shaped like beach balls. Like, um, like it's not even which way they're pointed. It's just nobody has breasts that shape.
mm-hmm.
And also,
Okay,
I don't like how the word curvy has been co-opted. I really don't. Like I know that people who are of a certain size would like to have a flattering word, but curvy was taken. Curvy meant hourglass, not it meant concave, not convex.
yeah,
But people took over the word and I don't much care for it.
yeah, indeed he does. Oh my. Oh my, yeah, I don't see. don't see what I'm thinking of, so I really can't go any further with it, but that's okay. It is the Bufu is what it is. You know the Bufu, as opposed to a beefy. What am I talking about?
Opposed to a what?
A Bufu as opposed to a beefy.
A beefy?
Yes, B-I-F-I.
Oh, never heard of it.
Well, I invented it, so yeah.
Well, that would explain it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Wait.
I mean, yeah, like curvy does need there to be some definition, just not a ball. But I mean, now see, that's the thing, Brian. It didn't used to mean both. Okay, curvy got co-opted about a decade or two ago because, like, nobody wanted to be called fat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically the reason. I'm sure that it was not put that bluntly, but that is why the word curvy was taken, where before it only meant one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And to be perfectly honest, I think it should have stayed that way, that a completely new term should have been invented or decided upon rather than co-opting an old one.
Yeah.
In fact, it's much the same way I don't really like it when people remake a movie I enjoy. I liked it the way it was,
Yes, indeed.
I mean, there's such a thing as an upgrade, but there's also such a thing as stealing.
Yeah, and I suppose that they really couldn't use ample because somebody out there was going to think, no, that's just fat with 2 syllables.
Same with like husky or chunky.
Oh my! There was a line of clothing size for boys that was husky, and boy, did I ever get saddled with that one. I was not a
Yeah, well, that's because they kept feeding you like by a conveyor belt.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you were healthy if you were fat, and it was like no. Well, nobody really advertised that part of it. Yeah, you didn't get the slim them down part.
Sorry, I said hello, Xander.
Meow.
He decided he wanted. Oh, you stupid cats! Stop fighting! Both of you stop fighting. Okay, we're putting up the force field. There. Well, okay, the force field is what I call the back of the other chair. I put it between them, where like Xander's sitting on the chair and Columbia's sitting across from it on one of the computers, where she really shouldn't be anyway. But if I turn the chair so that the back is between them, I call that the force field.
Okay, then.
Because they can't get at each other that way.
Okay, nobody's jumped over the back of the chair to get to the other one or anything like that.
It's a very tall chair, and there's
yay.
a mesh. And there's a mesh, so like they can't jump through the back of it in any way.
Alrighty then. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Now I know why they're getting bitchy. There's less than a minute to feeding time.
Okay. Yeah, although I don't know, I could sheet a whole thing about them not liking the mesh because it's not very tidy. No, huh?
No. But Xander does have a tendency to climb to the top of the back of the chair using the mesh end. Like I've got pictures of him standing on top of the back of that chair.
Okay,
like
then.
On the headrest.
Okay, then. I've got a few of those pictures with Winston from years and years ago. And I don't know about this one if she'd go for that or not, because when I do get another chair, which I want to do before the end of the year, I'd like to have a higher back on the chair than I've had lately. But I just has to make sure that I have it have the capacity rated for maybe a bit more than 200 pounds. Because I think that's what happened to the last one. I think I bought a chair that was rated at 200 pounds and I weighed 240.
Yeah, see, that should never even have been a consideration. Chairs should be rated for better than that. Anyway, you can see here, this is the chair, and that's the mesh back right there.
Okay, then.
And so and that's the computer that Columbia has been sitting on that she really should stay off of. But like if I spin the chair so that the mesh back there is between the two of them, that's what stops the fighting.
Okay, then. Gotcha. Now,
And I'm looking for a picture of Xander on top of it, but I don't see it. I post way too many pictures to Facebook.
God, when was the last? Oh, I know. The last time I was on Facebook was the 1st of July.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't go on Facebook very often anymore.
I prefer it to Twitter because I don't have that stinking character limit. Hey, want to see the world's worst Karen?
Oh boy. Oh God. Yay!
All right. Well, I will be right back. I have cats to feed.
She'll be right back after this message. Yeah, listening to those kitties is like food, now, feed me. Like the plant in the Little Shop of Horrors. Oh, wait a minute. Brian says, my mom had me cut all her chairs and table legs down long ago. And when she gets a new one. Okay. Yay! I think. Oh, my 5'2". Eyes of blue? No? That would have been interesting, yeah. Yeah, you've got the big and tall shops, now you got the short and squat types for the Fornature.
And we're back.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And yeah, there are a couple of kitten faces stuffed into the food, right?
Yeah. Since I got Xander, there's one thing that Columbia used to do that she doesn't do anymore. When it was feeding time, she would walk up and down the kitchen constantly like she was pacing. Even though she knew where the food bowl would go, she didn't wait there. She had to walk around a bit, which is why whenever the food was actually ready and I was about to hand it down to her feeding spot, because of course she has a feeding spot, I would always go to let her know it was ready, right?
Okay,
But
then.
now Xander is around, and he had this obnoxious tendency to run over to Columbia's bowl when she was being fed, rather than staying at his own. That Columbia realized she had to be kind of territorial about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, the other kitty's food tastes better. It just does.
Well, I don't know. Xander's a bit of a selfish little shit. Oh, don't get me wrong. He really, really is. Anyway, here is Xander on top of the force field.
All right, then. I see that the headrest on the chair back.
It's in good repair, yes.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to show you the part where he's on top, because that's what Xander does.
Oh my, king of the hill.
Yep. No, it took a while for me to convince Xander that Columbia gets to eat her own food.
Okay, then. And I'm just imagining. I mean, I'm not trying to jinx anything or anything, but what'll it be like if it gets to the point where Columbia has to have a special diet?
Um, well, they now have their own established eating areas. Like Xander has his bowl, Columbia has her bowl, and they both realize whose bowl is whose, and they don't do it like they don't fight over the bowl anymore
Okay, okay.
like they used to. Like Xander needed to be taught whose food was whose,
Mm-hmm.
and now he knows. So that's handy.
I've seen this one. Yeah,
Um,
walking on the edge of the door.
yep. It's funny. The first time I saw, actually, Columbia did that first, and the first time I saw it, I was like, "How the heck?" And then I remembered, oh yeah, there's a kitty tree behind the door.
Okay, then.
So it's not like either of them levitated. Although Xander can jump so freaking high, I wish I could get the kind of air this cat gets. But yeah, um, it wouldn't shock me to like he's done some of that parkour stuff off of the wall. Like if I've got a kitty chaser going, he does these flying leaps where he's not just up in the air, but he is soaring in an arc across the living room, completely heedless of where he's about to land. And like he'll do these weird twists and turns and flips, and not the sort that you expect from a cat trying to land on their feet. I mean the kind of stuff you'd expect from a gymnast. and
Okay.
and like he will land on some of the like most nasty, like there was once he actually T-boned himself on an air conditioning unit,
Ooh.
like just flying leap, whirling like a helicopter, and his ribs just smashed right into it.
Oh
And I'm like,
boy.
dude, that's on you. You don't get to bitch at me now.
Yeah, this one doesn't do that much jumping. Um, if she finds a fly or a beetle on one of the windows, yeah, she can do a little bit of jumping, but that's about the only time. You know, we get the beetles known as stink bugs around here, and
Hmm.
there's no way I can avoid it because they'll come in when somebody comes in through the outside door, and then into the individual units between the bottom of the door and the floor. So yeah, I always find maybe one or two a week, something like that, and it's all sorts of fun. They're very annoying.
Hmm. Well, I think I've discovered how the bugs got into my place, because at one point Xander escaped under the screen door because apparently it's not actually sealed,
Oh
like
yeah.
it's just open on the bottom there. But one thing I've discovered is that Xander likes to eat bugs. Like if I happen to spot a roach or something and it lands on the floor, Xander runs up, smacks it, and then starts munching on it.
Okay then. Now has he
Which
found?
I don't know if that's good for him or not.
I suppose it depends on the bug. Um, there were some bugs. One of the places I lived, I don't remember exactly what kind of bug they were, but again, this one came in under the door into the foyer of the place I was living in. Miranda decided that she was going to chow down on this bug, and she was foaming at the mouth all over the place. Must have been very bitter or something. She never went for the damn bug again.
Hmm.
But yeah, she came through it all right. She didn't get ill or anything, but it must have tasted horrible. Um,
Well, apparently Xander likes them. I mean, he really likes them. I guess he sees it as sport somehow.
Okay. Well, at least he's not shooting endangered bugs simply for sport. I mean, he is eating them once he gets them. He's not doing a Donald Trump Jr. or something like that with the going to Kenya or whatever that is for the shooting the animals that are caged up or whatever, going through that danger to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't get hunting in the first place, much less hunting for sport rather than food.
Yeah, I'm not one for hunting for sport. Definitely not. I mean, if I'm going to, I mean, let's be blunt here. If I'm going to put a bullet through Bambi's head, it's because I'm hungry and cold.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have nothing against venison. I love venison, and deer skin can be rather warm. But yeah, it's been a good long time since I've had venison.
I'm trying to remember. I'm sure I must have had it at some point, but the closest I can say for certain that I know I've had is elk.
Oh, yummy. Or at least I hear it's yummy.
It was unremarkable.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It might as well have been beef.
Oh, okay. I I take it that it was taken from the field, right? We're not talking about domesticated elk.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, because I've had both as far as venison goes, and to my palate, the deer taken from the field taste so much better than the deer raised in pens.
See, when I hear people say things like that, I sorely want to do a blind taste test.
Okay, okay. It's a function of how much the muscles are used.
Still, I would very much like to do a blind taste test.
Yeah, so would I, just to make sure that I am really tasting the real thing. I think I am.
Well, what I mean is I want to know how much of it is purely psychological. Oh, it came from the wild, it has to be better.
Well, that's what I'm after as well. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, wild deer tend to be tough and gamey. That gaminess, um, I kind of like, really.
well, you know what's really, really gross? Duck.
Hmm.
Duck is
Oh,
well, it is. You want to talk about gamey and fatty? Oh my gosh,
oh my
duck is
word,
just
duck is
ugh.
fatty. Yes, definitely fatty. The only thing I can think of right offhand that's fattier than duck is goose, and I've had that as well.
Well, I found duck really difficult to eat. Like I had 2 or 3 forkfuls and then said, "Oh, fork this."
Okay. Um, I haven't had duck in a while, and mainly because it is rather expensive. I mean, you're talking
Well,
seven something a pound.
but I mean, have you ever just taken a bit of animal fat and just stuck it in your mouth and chewed on it?
Um, okay, the only way I've done that is with tallow, with beef fat. I have not stuck duck fat into my mouth,
Well,
and
it doesn't have to be duck fat, but I mean, like if you've got, say, you have a steak, and you know how like a lot of times the edge of the steak will have some sort of fat or
oh,
gristle on.
I've done that. Yes, I have.
Okay, well, eating duck was sort of like that.
Okay, okay.
Right? Like, you know, when you bite down and your teeth literally bounce off of it?
Yes, yes.
Ugh.
The last time I made duck à l'orange. which, okay, in the mode of preparation might have made a little bit of difference. Yeah, you had the whole orange flavors going there, and might have helped a little bit with the fattiness. Oh yeah, duck is incredibly fatty.
It,
Um,
it just, it, I mean, even if it had tasted good, and I can't remember if it tasted good, the texture was too much of a turnoff.
okay. Now the other one I really liked. Um, uh, whenever I whenever I make a goose, I save the skin because goose skin is quite substantial. It's not like chicken skin. Chicken skin is the tissue paper of the fowl uh, world. And the goose skin, there's something to it. So what I'll do, I'll save that and fry it like bacon. And boy, is that ever good. Or at least I think it is. To have this, baconized goose skin. What can I tell you? Nothing goes to waste. Not around this house.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think I'd rather be wasted than eat that. Ugh.
Oh my. Okay, so Brian loves chewing the gristle. Yeah. I've not had grouse.
You know what I remember really enjoying when I wasn't even 5 years old yet, and someone served me rabbit, and I thought it was pretty good. Nowadays, I'm not even sure if I would eat it, just because I would be thinking too much about an actual rabbit,
Oh,
and it
okay.
would turn me off a bit.
Rabbit is quite mild. Yes. Um,
Well, I don't know what you mean by mild. I just remember it being good.
mm-hmm. Um,
Usually, when people talk about food being mild, it's in reference to being spicy or not.
oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, definitely not spicy or anything like that, but it's not a gamey flavor necessarily. Well, of course, all I've had are domestic rabbits. I
Well,
haven't had a
I
wild
don't even
rabbit.
I didn't even think of gamey as being a flavor. Gamey is a texture thing.
Okay. Oh boy. Brian Stevens says, "Yeah, we grew up backwoods Ohio. We ate what we caught." Uh huh. Mm-hmm. Oh my. Purple says lots of critter he ate because Grandpa had to get them out of the barn or the woodshed. Possum stew? and
So,
I won't. Hmm?
did your dad ever make you go out and cut your own switch?
There was no place to do that.
But you think he would have?
Oh, hell yes.
Okay.
Oh, geez, remove child before washing. I love that. Oh, God, I love that.
Man, I have to wonder because it does say made in China. Is that a translation error or did someone do something that stupid?
I have to wonder if somebody actually did something that stupid.
Because I don't know. There's a lot of times where it could be either one, and has been on occasion. That's no actual crack at China, except for the fact that it's happened from them before.
Mm. And then, of course, there are a couple ways I could take that. Are they telling you that you need to remove the child from the clothing before you wash the clothing? Or do you have to remove the child from the clothing before you wash the child?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this male slimy bastard was of the kind who loved spanking. Not that way, but he loved to do this. And the more you cried, the more he spanked.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So the floggings will continue until morale improves.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't get it.
I mean, there were times. Oh, I had my fantasies when I was young, but oh well, what are you gonna do?
Honestly, if someone had been doing that to me, there's a very good chance they'd be dead and I'd be in prison.
Yeah, well, that was the whole thing that would go through my mind is the part about the prison.
Well, if it got bad enough,
Well, there it is. Yeah, and with me, it had to be pretty bad before it got bad enough because from an early age, I I learned to not fight back, unfortunately. Um,
ah,
and it wouldn't have been that difficult. I mean, he had an arsenal like you wouldn't believe. I could have put a few holes into him very easily.
hmm.
Yeah, he had quite a few handguns, and I knew where they all were.
Not entirely certain I would have gone for a handgun.
Okay.
I'm thinking butcher knife.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe that's kind of sick, but honestly, if it got bad enough,
Yeah, there are a lot of things I wish I would have done differently when I was younger. It was just afraid to do some of it, and some of it was just trained out of me. To this day, it is difficult for me to become angry.
yeah, I'm pretty quick to anger, you may have noticed.
Well, a little bit, maybe.
I mean, I don't know, there's just times where I'm not willing to take any more crap from anybody. In fact, I had to dump two different people today. So one of whom, no, actually both of whom I'd known for years just because they went so far over the line. Like I told you about that one dude who claimed to not be racist, but
Mm-hmm.
then
Yeah,
said
yeah,
that
yeah,
black people should not be waving guns at cops if they didn't want to be shot. I was
yep.
like, you know what? We're done. Friendship over. That's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that. The other one, I don't even remember what the hell. Oh, I remember. He started trying to compare me to Steve McRae. And you know what? That's not gonna fly. You know, you start doing that, deal breaker, you're out.
Oh my! And this is the really stupid ass thing. For some reason, he showed up in one of my dreams last night.
Uh,
I know.
but why?
I have no idea what. Well, what may have triggered it is he responded to one of my posts. Um,
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure he can't even see my posts.
well, I'm guessing that you blocked him, right?
Pretty much everywhere.
Okay then. Yeah,
Well,
that would mean that he couldn't see.
well, that's the thing though, is there's a lot of times where you block someone and yes, they can see your posts still. It's just they can't reply to anything.
That's an interesting sort of block.
That's pretty common, frankly.
Oh, here I thought.
Like for example, if I block him on YouTube, he can still see my videos. He just can't comment.
Oh well, yeah, that I understand. Yeah, and I know I was thinking of things like Facebook, Twitter, where
Hmm.
it seems that that would be kind of a strange thing. I thought that the block was duplex, if you will, two-way on places like Twitter and Facebook and that bullshit. But yeah, of course the YouTube you always have access to the films.
Well, I mean, there's other places like both are done, honestly, like the version you described and the version I described, but they're not like I don't know. I mean, they're that's just the way they are, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say what I'm trying to say. It's I'm blanking.
Mm,
I guess
yeah,
what I'm saying is that there isn't one exclusive manner of blockage.
there you go. I have to wonder though, how
Hmm.
many people out there think that blocking is protecting the world from whoever they're blocking? Are there people that don't realize that that's only between the blocker and the blockee?
I'm gonna say nobody.
Okay,
I have never heard anybody anywhere ever try to make that claim. Ever.
okay. Because I mean, what I'm thinking is there are so many people that are so stupid.
Well, yeah, but honestly, if this unless this is your first day on the internet, I think there's a chance that you'd have noticed how blocks work already.
Okay. Hi, Jen. Jen with
Which
one
Jen?
N. Jen with one N is here. The one you were talking to earlier, along with me. She's the one who got the books.
Yeah, I knew that part. The problem is there's too many Jens and I can't keep track of who is who anymore.
I know.
Like, I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that Jen with one N is not the Australian.
You are correct. You are
Okay.
correct. I think there's only one Australian Jen. I think that's Jen Hoyt, Jenny Hoyt.
Right, but the problem is that not everyone's username is like associatable enough with their actual name that like I'm not willing to use that as my guide for who is who.
Moof beef. Yeah, I mean
So,
we've got Jen here with us. Then there's Jenny, the
yes.
trans woman, and then
Yes.
there's oh, what does she? There's another Jen on Twitter. Jen Extra is what she calls herself on Twitter.
Not sure if I actually know that one unless there's a different name.
Maybe a different name under YouTube, because I've seen her around. Nice lady, definitely nice lady.
Hmm.
There are one or two Jens who don't go by Jen
Ugh.
on the interwebs. They go by something else.
Makes me glad I can only think of one other Kate in the YouTube atheism scene.
Moo. Okay.
Kate Smurthwaite. Don't know her, huh?
Is my to not knowing if I remember correctly.
Well, if I remember, she's British, and I think she might be involved with someone else in the scene. I'm not sure.
Okay. Oh, I have to. I like that one. I really do.
Mm. But yeah, way the heck too many gens. Like, I'm not suggesting we bump off any of them, but it would be nice if you folks would take nicknames.
Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4.
Yeah, that's not good enough. I mean, like Sparky, Stinky, and Wilberforce.
Okay, fine. That would work. That would work.
Yeah. course, it is also just fun to say Sparky, Stinky, and Wilberforce. I don't know why, but Wilberforce is a name that amuses me to no end.
Okay, then
It's
it's
just because, like, I've heard of Wilburs, but Wilberforce?
um. I don't know that I know offhand of anyone with a first name of Wilberforce. I'm reasonably sure I know of at least one historical figure with a surname Wilberforce.
Hmm.
Um,
No, I'm pretty sure it's also a first name.
yeah,
I always thought
it
it was
is. It is.
mostly a first name.
I
But I also think that it's not spelled the way I expect. Like it's not Wilbur. It's ER instead of UR,
right. Yes.
which is not what I expect. Now, I know you're looking it up already. You're probably thinking of William Wilberforce. Got it, got it, got it. But I am looking here for first names because I swear it's a first name too. I'm going to have to tell Google none of this William crap because otherwise I won't find anybody else. What? There's a cat named Wilberforce who lived at 10 Downing Street. Served under 4 British prime ministers. Okay. Sure. All right.
Yeah. I
Does Trump have a White House animal? Like, I remember they had Socks the cat at one point. I think that was the
that was
Clintons.
Clinton's cat. Yes.
And, like, I seem to remember there was like a White House dog under one of the bushes.
Oh,
And
there were
I'm
many
just
much
wondering,
presidents who had
like,
dogs.
yes, but I'm listing off a specific one. But I don't think that there is a Trump White House animal.
No, I do believe that you are correct. Unless you count Lindsey Graham.
I don't.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. I don't know of a Trump non-human animal that's like a White House mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know we can look at Melania and say she's not human, but not the point. Oh, yay, I got another update for my package that's arriving hopefully soon. It's although it's still in Illinois, but still it's another update.
Moo.
That's the one with the Nintendo Switch in it.
Yes.
Cannot wait for that thing to arrive finally. And it's funny, I have a game before I even have the actual hand. You know, I can't really call it a console. I mean, it is technically a console system, but it's also handheld. I'm not sure what to call it besides Switch. But regardless, I have the game before I actually have the Switch. So, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, someone sent it to me through my wish list, and I'm very grateful because that game is possibly the only reason I really want. Like, I was desperately wanting to play a Zelda game out of nowhere, and so I got one now.
Well,
But that was the main reason I got the Switch because let's face it, Zelda. I couldn't find Legend of Zelda for PC in any way, so I figured, what the hell? What other option do I have?
well, the WoW was on conversational topic here. Donald Trump is the first president since James K. Polk to not have a presidential pet while in office. James Knox Polk served from 1845 to 1849.
So what I'm curious about is whether there was ever like a White House parrot or something. Like what White House pets have there been that were not dogs or cats?
Well, we have a list of presidential pets. Let's see here. Okay, George Washington said to have pets: American foxhounds, black and tan coonhounds,
Yeah, these are
um,
all dogs.
an Andalusian donkey,
Really?
a horse, um,
Hmm.
a
Well,
stallion.
okay, rewind. Discount any animal that is not a house pet. So we're
Okay,
pretty much limiting ourselves to like, cats, dogs, gerbils, birds, hamsters, frogs, I don't know, whatever you can keep in a house or apartment or whatever.
okay, limit to those. Okay, fine, we can do this. Oh.
Yes.
John Quincy Adams is said to have kept an alligator. And by the way,
Okay.
you asked about parrots? It
Yeah.
appears that Andrew Jackson kept a gray parrot.
Oh, okay.
Polly, gray parrot, learned to swear, later attended Jackson's funeral but had to be removed to loud and persistent profanity.
Okay.
Oh my
I'm
word.
going to take a vow right here and right now. If I ever have a parrot, it will never be named Polly.
Uh-huh. I don't know where they get that one. I really don't.
Hmm. Maybe
And
it's from wanting all those crackers. But
could
why
be,
a
could
bird
be.
would want white people, I don't know.
And okay, to match his personality, it seemed that Andrew Jackson also kept fighting cocks.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I know what that means, but my brain is going somewhere prurient.
Yes, but yeah, I mean, given the kind of person Jackson was, it doesn't surprise me to see that he engaged in cockfighting. Oh Jesus. Martin Van Buren briefly owned two tiger cubs. Um, Before Congress forced him to donate the tigers to a zoo. Oh no. William Henry
Yes.
Harrison kept a cow and a goat.
Yeah, but these are not house pets. Come on. We're looking for house pets.
um, well, I mean, there are plenty of dogs, and well, horsies, I guess, would not be a house pet. Um,
No.
no, let's go back. I mean, you had that whole shitload of dogs that Washington had. John Adams kept three dogs. Um, let's see, Thomas Jefferson kept dogs.
I'm going to have
Um,
to look this up myself, aren't I?
oh, wait a minute, where am I not doing it right?
Well, we're looking for not dog, not cat, and the sort of thing you keep in the home.
Oh, okay, I got you here. Um, so, yeah, we've seen some of that. Um,
Aw,
oh,
Socks is
George,
dead.
say again?
I said, aw, Socks is dead.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
well,
Oh, it seems that George
it's
Washington had a parrot.
wow, those are a shit ton of dogs. Although, what the hell is a. Oh, it's a dog. Never mind. It just has a funky ass name.
James,
I've seriously never heard of a Bouvier de Flandre.
okay. Yeah, James
But it
Madison.
appears to be some sort of like herding dog. Let's see. Da, 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 da,
James Madison had a parrot.
Tilda,
John.
Tilda. Oh, hey, here we go. Lyndon B. Johnson had hamsters and lovebirds.
Oh, okay.
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about here.
John Tyler had a canary.
Oh, hey, JFK had Jaja, which was a rabbit. And he
Oh,
had Billy and Debbie, which are hamsters.
I did not know this thing.
Yeah, well, it seems easier to go backward in time to find these things. Like, okay, Eisenhower had Gabby, a parakeet. And I have no idea what the frick a Weimaraner? I don't know. It's probably a dog, but I don't know what it is. I've never heard that term before. And yes, it's a dog. Okay, what do we have here? Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a dog. Really? Former police dog. Okay. Dog, 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 dog. Whoa! Herbert Hoover had a wild possum.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Now, here's a question. Oh, and a canary. But here's my question. Is there a difference between opossum and possum besides the spelling and pronunciation?
I believe.
What the fuck? Calvin Coolidge had a pygmy hippopotamus and a wallaby and
All
a
right.
duiker or duiker. It's a type of antelope, a very small antelope. Sounds almost like a dick, but whatever. Oh no! He had a black bear named Bruno. But it says here Mrs. Coolidge promptly sent him to a zoo. 13 ducklings? Oh my gosh. Calvin Coolidge kept the wankiest animals like a bobcat, lion cubs, a trained songbird from South America, canaries, let's see, a donkey, a male raccoon, and a female raccoon. My word. This kept like the weirdest animals. Okay, Warren G. Harding had a squirrel and a canary.
Wait till you get to Roosevelt.
Woodrow Wilson had sheep, and a ram, for that matter. Let's see. William Howard Taft had cows. Teddy Roosevelt had a one-legged
He had everything.
a barn owl, a laughing hyena, some sort of mongrel, which I am assuming is a dog, a rabbit named Peter Rabbit, a pig, a badger, a piebald rat, and a black bear, a garter snake, a macaw, a lizard, a hen, and guinea pigs. Wow.
This guy had everything. Yeah.
William McKinley had a parrot. Benjamin Harrison apparently had 2 alligators, some opossums, and a goat. My word. Grover Cleveland had mockingbirds. Okay, well, I've pretty much had my question answered at this point, so I'm going to stop. But wow.
Oh, I noticed that Rutherford B. Hayes had the first Siamese cat in the United States.
So this cat, was it Siamese, if you please?
Yes, and if you don't please.
Yeah. Now I've got someone complimenting me on my coffee choice.
Okay.
Well, because, okay, my favorite coffee shop here in San Diego is having trouble, obviously. So they've been asking people to buy beans, coffee beans, because they can't actually go to the shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, what the hell? I've been drinking coffee lately. Let's do my part. So I bought some coffee beans, and they gave me a whole bunch of choices. I really wasn't sure what to get. So I went with Ethiopian. And it smells pretty good, but I haven't tried any yet because the French press that my dad left here is so stinky. I mean, ew, stinky, really gross. And I don't know what he did to it, but I can't seem to get that icky stench off of it. So I ordered an El Cheapo one off of Amazon. It should arrive tomorrow. And then I can tell people whether or not it was the right choice.
Okay, then.
But he said he's heard good things about Ethiopian coffee. So, well, I are trying it. Oh, Columbia finally decided to go for lap sits.
Oh, yay.
So, and she's purring and giving me a look like, what took you so long? And I'm like, what took you so long? Silly kitty.
So
Who wants chin scritchies?
I'll not say a word about any kitties so we don't jinx anything.
Hmm. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this Quinn Redshift project being over. Well, don't get me wrong. I love working on it, but I have so many other things I want to do too. And I know if I try to juggle multiple projects at once, I will get neither of them finished.
Yeah, moo.
So, but yeah, because I really want to make a video game. I've wanted to make a video game for a long, long time. So, and I've been trying to think of the sort I can make, like as a team of one, as a team of me, because like trying to make a first person shooter on the level of, say, Half-Life or one of those, Halo, I don't know, that's kind of beyond me. That's beyond my pay grade for just me. But I might be able to handle something like Master of Orion.
Okay then. Yay?
But it's going to be a while because I have to finish this project this time.
Yeah, it will be nice to get that done and out though.
Yeah.
Get people
And I've
seeing
got
it.
about 4 minutes in the can already, so.
Of I mean, what percentage of the finished product is that, or don't you know yet?
Well, I can figure it out. Let's see. There's the script. Oh, and by the way, a large portion of that is the opening credits. So, currently, I am on page 5 of 43.
Okay, okay.
In the script.
So a little less than, or I don't know, say around 12%. Okay.
Give or take.
So it's not nothing.
Yeah, Purple, I mean, yeah, no project is ever completed, only abandoned. I get it. But I suspect I can get Quinn Redshift into a form where I won't have to pull a George Lucas and put out a special edition. In fact, if I put out more than one, it'll be because I wanted to do director commentary. Because
Okay,
I think that like putting out a second version where it's me describing the process of coming up with the characters and the visual design and where the story changed a bit, because it did change a bit from the initial idea to the script. I mean, I think that's the kind of thing some people might want to know.
yeah, okay. Very, very moo.
Yeah. Man, at some point, like I think he told me, I'm not sure, but I need to know what's up with Stool and mermaids.
I don't know. What you got on the
Like,
mermaids there, honey?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's described it once, but I can't remember. I hate to say, I think it might be a sex thing, but then again, it is Stool, so it probably is. Well, I mean, am I wrong?
Oh, absolutely.
So I am wrong.
No, you're absolutely not wrong.
Well, I asked, am I wrong? And you said absolutely. So,
Yeah, I know. That's the one that the semantics is all very important here.
it matters a smidge. It's kind of like, the Oxford comma, where it's like, well, yeah, it's, what is it? Here are the strippers, Hitler and Stalin, versus here are the strippers, Hitler and Stalin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a little on the important side, that Oxnard comma.
I like the one involving Trump with the Oxford comma.
I'm not sure I've seen that one.
Okay, 'cause you've got three criminal types, and the president and three criminal types, and then you have the different placement of the comma, which implies that the president is the criminal types. I forget which criminal types were named, however.
Well, I'm sure, let's see, Smooth was probably one of them. Xander, no, this lap is not for you. Wait, no, Columbia, stop it. Stop it.
Oh, gee. Oh, here we go. I found it.
Columbia, stop. Stop. Oh, don't give me that look. Okay, you know perfectly well you should not be fighting with your brother.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever come to a peace accord. Would be nice if they did.
It really would. And I hate to say that pheromone thing doesn't seem to be doing the trick.
Okay.
I'm just watching Columbia's tail flicking back and forth right now.
But yeah, I'll excuse me. Save this. Where are we? Save image as. There we go. And it's importance of the Oxford comma, and then you have a picture of Obama, a picture of a Klansman, a picture of I forget which misogynist that is, but it's the U.S. president, comma, a racist, comma, and a misogynist, with the arrows pointing to each of the pictures. And then below that you have the U.S. president, comma, a racist and a misogynist, all pointing to Trump.
I don't know. I had such high hopes for Obama, and not so much.
They never seem to live up to the greatest of their hopes, I'll tell you. Even, if you'll excuse the expression, even the best of the bunch seem to not quite live up to it.
Well, and that's the thing, is Obama totally could. He could have. I mean, there was a supermajority in Congress, for crying out loud.
Well, that's when they got absolutely nothing done, right?
Exactly, because Obama was the compromiser in chief.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he kept talking a talk about reaching across the aisle, but what that seemed to mean was, here's my compromise position. Join me on my compromise position. Except that, like, that's not how you haggle, right? You haggle by asking for the moon and then getting worn down. But he acted like they'd already asked for the moon, and so he was trying to whittle them down, and it just didn't work because his compromise would get whittled down.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that we're simply not going to have that anytime soon. I'm guessing that we're not going to have somebody who makes the case, without starting out whittled down, in my lifetime. So I don't know.
Well, it's deeply, deeply irritating. Like he ran on change and then governed on status quo.
Yeah. I remember early in his administration, there was talk about, is it that he is not allowed to govern the way he wanted? And I don't know if that's the case or not. Um, the question was out there, did he get himself elected on change? And then once he took office, found out how little change he could affect. I don't know if I'm going to give him that much credit, but I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. Who knows?
I don't think so. I think that was his position all along, and he was lying.
Okay.
Like he ran on change, but it wasn't the change we expected from what he was talking about.
Move.
Like he advertised himself as more aggressive than he was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I mean, that coupled with the way the DNC was treating Bernie last time around, just that sort of led to me not wanting to be a Democrat anymore. And it's still so difficult to talk to people about that because all they can see is Trump, 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 and trying to get them to describe, say, what a Biden presidency would look like, trying to get them to even acknowledge that Biden will be doing things after Trump is out of office is impossible. All they can see is Orange Menace, Orange Menace, Orange Menace, and that's it.
Well, there's the other thing, too, that I don't like seeing. They are already assuming that Joseph R. Biden is president of the United States. When is it, will President Biden do this particular, and everything? They're actually calling him president.
Oh, they do that anyway. Like even before any race is called, they will say, like saying, "Will President Biden do X?" is no different than saying, "Will Biden do X as president?" Like if he's president.
Okay, okay.
I mean, honestly, like if you try to nitpick their language right now, you will miss their point.
Mm. I mean, it strikes my ear, and I'm probably doing it all wrong. It strikes my ear as them being overconfident.
No, they're just speculating. That's always how they speculate.
Yeah, and the first thing that comes to my mind is remember 2016, guys?
No, no,
Hmm?
no, 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 no. They always phrase their speculations that way. Always. Like it has nothing to do with confidence. It has nothing to do with assuming that he will be president. Nothing. It's just like they could say, would a Biden presidency look like X? And it wouldn't mean anything different than what they just said.
Okay,
They
okay.
always do it. Always.
I don't know, I don't know what to hope for. Well, no, I shouldn't say I don't know what to hope for. I know that I cannot hope for anything.
Well,
Um,
they're not exactly offering us any palatable choices.
you know,
And I mean, that's another thing people don't seem to be willing to even consider is the idea of someone saying, there are no choices on this menu that I want. Like they're not even prepared to discuss that in any terms other than, well, then you're helping Trump. And it's like, wow, is that really the only thing you can think of? Is Trump, 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 Trump? Is there no room for anything else in your consideration of who should or should not win this presidential race?
yeah, the one I've noticed is with people who have the courage, and it does take courage, to say, for example, what you just said, there are no choices I want. Immediately they get dogpiled with, I don't care what you want, suck it up and take one for the team.
Except,
Um,
then it's easy enough to mention to them, well, I have been doing that for far too long, and I still never get what I'm after. So maybe it's time to stop playing the game. And then again, well, now you're just helping Trump. Meh, 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 meh. It's like you can't win with these people.
right. There was, I think I talked about it a show or two ago. There was the one day I responded to Joseph Biden with, you know what would really help you? You're not going to get anywhere until you start listening to the more progressive side of the table here. Things like Medicare for all, UBI, that sort of thing. And the first thing that came back was, "Why are you supporting Trump?" Now,
Mm-hmm.
did you hear me say anything about, if I don't get what I want, I'm going to vote for Trump?
Oh, but of course, not voting for Biden is voting for Trump in the minds of these jackasses.
Well, I didn't even say that. I didn't even say that I wouldn't vote for Biden. What I said was, you'll do a lot better if you try this particular thing, because there are some people who will not vote for you. Um,
Well,
and
here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter what you say.
yeah,
That's the problem with these people is they only have room for one response to anyone who doesn't fall in like a good little drone. One response. That's it.
and this is the stuff that makes me want to run away.
Yeah. Oh, right now, if I could get to another country and stay there reliably, I would.
I know the feeling.
But they're not going to take us. It's gotten to a point now where American passports are literally worthless. Nobody lets us in. There's like 3 countries willing to let in someone from the United States.
Yeah,
3.
and they're nowhere I want to go, if I remember correctly.
It was all like Sri Lanka and shit.
Yeah,
And I don't even know what Sri Lanka is like, but I'm pretty sure I won't enjoy it. I mean, I don't think I'm going out on too much of a limb to say that Sri Lanka and I will not get along.
well, it's off the southern tip of India and shares much of the culture with India. So if you're not the type who wants to live in India, you don't want to live in Sri Lanka either.
Well, I like Indian food, but I don't think that's enough.
Right. And yeah, I think Canada considered another resolution and decided to still keep the border closed to us Americans, to us USians.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I
don't get me started on that term. I mean, America covers more than the U.S.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But anyway.
That's yeah. It would be kind of interesting to come up with. I kind of like USians or
Mm,
United
USA
United Statesies.
staters. Of course, okay, I haven't seen Stool yet say Yanks, but I imagine he will if he's still around.
Okay then.
Well, I think I've seen him say it before.
Oh yeah, absolute. What we got on the AG thing here? We can to see if he's now. What you do? Okay, participants. Now that is interesting. Okay, I see in the participants names are 3 of them. No, four of them, but there are 6 watching.
One of
So
them's you.
yeah, one of them is me. So you got the 3 people who are not me, but we've got the 6 watching. So we've got some hiding.
I think you didn't follow my logic there.
What's that?
Well, okay. How many did you say are watching?
Okay, at the moment it was 3 and then it went to 4 and I'm one of them.
Right. So that means there's 3 people there who are neither you nor I, since I'm not actually watching.
Right, so you have 3 participants and you have listed the number 6 watching now.
Where are you seeing this number of participants? Xander, off the desk.
Okay, you go to the side chat and there are the 3 dots at the top right. If you click those 3 dots, you get a little thing that says participants. And you click on that and you get some names.
I wonder if it still counts me if the chat is up, but not the video.
Isa may not to knowing. I mean, considering this participants thing comes up within the chat window, I'm thinking that it's counting chat people.
Yeah, I mean, there may be someone watching who doesn't type at all.
Yeah.
And maybe the participants looks at a certain time frame. Like in the last X number of minutes, this many people have participated or whatever. But then if you wait a while, like it will forget someone who was a participant but left an hour ago.
It's Kirby.
I mean, you know,
Yes.
a lot of systems work like that. For example, in that VR game I like so much, Spark, someone might create an arena or whatever, because that's how you do it. And then they left, and it'll still say one participant for a few minutes or one player for a few minutes.
we
or
did that
the
test.
window closes itself automatically unless someone else goes into the room. Because rooms stay up even if the original creator left, simply because there might be people in there still playing. So,
Yeah,
I mean, there's a delay between saying this is closed, or like no one's in here, or someone who was in here isn't anymore, and the person actually leaving. There's like a delay between the two.
Okay, now we had a little bit ago GeoSam show up in the side chat and came up in the participants. We've had Beth show up in the participants and she had said something in the side chat. And in both cases, the counter still stayed at 6 watching.
Well, like I said, there could be a delay. There could be
Yeah.
some lag there.
Da pražnije. So we are not tabala. Now we have 8 watching. So there's our leg. Yay.
Yeah, well, you know, having experienced these things before helps figure them out now.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Man, what is up with all the sirens today? Did you hear that the ship didn't exactly blow up, but there was an explosion
Yes,
on a Navy ship recently here in San Diego?
I saw
And
that.
people kept asking me, can you see the smoke? And I'm like, what are you, nuts? You think I'm like right on the waterfront? I'm up on a hill, there's buildings in the way, and it really is like a mile or two away from me at least. So no, I can't see the Frelling smoke.
Okay, good. Oh, please excuse me. Yeah, I had seen that posted out, and I had attached your Twitter ID just in case you had not seen it and might have wanted to see it. I don't know if you saw that or not. I retweeted it with your ID on it.
Well, I don't know. 11 people tried to direct me to this thing. So, you know, it may have gotten lost in the shuffle when you did it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming that I was not the only one who would have directed you to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a multitude, but it was enough that I was like, yeah, Heard it already. Thanks, though.
What I cannot remember is the casualty count.
Well, I don't think anyone died. I think it was like 11 wounded,
Okay.
and that was it.
Okay. Yeah, because, well, that's part of the casualty count there. And then you have the
I have
kitty
to admit,
over
I don't
here.
understand that word, casualty. There's nothing casual about it.
I know.
I mean, I suspect that the root word is different. Like maybe it really should be causalty or something. I don't know.
Mm.
And of course, you're looking it up.
Oh, of course.
Uh,
Oh, let's see. We're gonna has. Okay.
but
Yeah, we
I
got
don't know.
that.
There's so many words in the English language that sound like they mean something other than what they mean. There's way too many of them. Like I'm trying to think of a good one here, but there's just way too many. Like, okay, if I remember right, head cheese is not actually cheese.
Right, right.
Then why?
I'm trying to think. Cheese may have a meaning something like shit you throw together because you can't use it elsewhere. Because that's really what head cheese
So
is.
baloney then.
Well, it's worse than that.
Well,
It's
but I mean, same basic concept.
well, it's bits and pieces held together with the gelatin.
Okay, but still, we're talking about bits of the animal that should go to the trash heap.
Well, yeah,
Lips and assholes.
Lips and assholes. There you go.
You know, spreadable lips, anuses, and teats. Splat, the yummy alterna meat. Remember, if it spits, craps, or squirts, it's in there.
Oh, jeez. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, the origin, medieval Latin, casualis. Then it goes to medieval Latin.
Yes.
Late Middle English in the sense of chance, a chance occurrence.
Okay, so like my guess of cause having something to do with it isn't right, but it's not far off either.
Yeah, I think I get that. I think I get that idea. Yeah. Oh my. Yeah, and it's on. It says it's on the pattern of warrants such as penalty. So there must be some sort of pattern that gets that alti at the end or something like that.
Well, I seem to remember there was something where like the word testify and testimony and all of those, like they literally have something to do with testicles.
Yes, yes. My understanding.
But we just say these words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my understanding is that in the ancient Rome, whatever it is, the guy had to give a deposition or whatever you want to call it. He'd hold on to his nuts while doing it.
Seems like a very odd way to swear on the Bible, but
yeah,
sure.
I know. Why not?
I mean, it sounds like, hey, suck these, rather than I'm telling the truth. Hey, Yana, lick me. I don't know. It just seems a little off.
Uh-huh.
Although, like, there's something I've been trying to think of, and I realize now that it's an extraordinarily difficult thing to try to do, is come up with a salute that an alien might use, or some foreign power might use that's not the usual, like, hand to forehead that we associate with saluting. But the best I can come up with isn't very close to what I would hope it could be. Because I mean, hand gestures, we've used most of them. You know, there are very few hand gestures that aren't either military, religious, or bigoted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or just saying hi to each other. But still, I mean, coming up with a good original salute is hard.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I suppose you could always. Well, I don't know if that would be a salute, though. That might be more a greeting. Um, the handshake, the nanu nanu.
Yeah, no,
No.
no. I'll
Uh,
skip that. But yeah, I mean, like, okay, you know what I kind of miss is giving someone five rather than a high five or a fist bump. You know, where you hold the hand out horizontally rather than vertically, and
right.
someone like swipes down on your hand. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
they
okay.
they
So wait
slap
a
your
minute.
hand.
You're putting it out palm up, and then they come slap it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's giving five or slapping five rather than the high five that everyone uses now. You know?
Okay then. And then I remember the whole complicated thing that was around during the civil rights era and all that stuff, where you had, okay, the two guys would face each other. That have one would have the palms out, the other cross over to slap the palm, cross over to slap the palm. Um, and then there was another one with all in the same sort of, and you had an elbow thing and a hip bump. It was almost like doing a
So
dance.
the ones that are super complicated where it looks like you're telling someone to steal third, where
Yes.
it's like slap, bump, twist, grip, point, slap, whatever, and like those fraternity handshakes you see in movies
Oh
sometimes.
God. Yeah. Okay. Uh huh.
Yeah, I remember. I never learned one, but I've seen them, and yeah, but I don't know. I just remember when I was a kid, slapping someone five was a thing, and now it's not. And I kind of miss it.
Okay. Because yeah, I remember Flip Wilson used to do that stuff.
Yeah, I've heard that name. I have no idea who it is.
Uh, Comedian. He used to cross dress to do a character called Geraldine.
Oh,
Um,
I hope it. What is up with like old timey people having some whacking, like Wink Martindale?
oh
Now, I'm sure
Jesus.
his name couldn't possibly have been Wink. Not really, like legal name could not possibly have been Wink. But at the same time, like there's so many people from what, like 50s, 60s, maybe even 70s who have strange names like that.
I understand. Now I know. Yeah, no wonder he goes by Wink.
Why?
From the font of all knowledge, Winston Conrad Wink Martindale is an American disc jockey, radio personality, game show host, and television producer. Yeah, Winston
I don't know.
Conrad. Doesn't go over too well in radio, or at least as far as I know.
Okay. I seem to recall that Engelbert Humperdinck is not his legal name either.
That is the case. Yes, that is indeed the
But
case.
like his original name was so normal that I have to wonder why he changed it. Like, let's see, Arnold George Dorsey was his original name,
Okay.
and I'm like, okay, Arnold isn't the best name, and neither is George for that matter. Although, honestly, being called by the last name Dorsey wouldn't be that horrible. It sounds like a baseball player.
Well, I could think of
But,
a couple Dorseys that did pretty well in show business.
and wow, I'm looking at the Wikipedia entry, and someone described Engelbert Humperdinck as one of the finest middle of the road balladeers around, which
Uh-huh.
seems like such a contradiction right there. You're the best at being mediocre.
I like that.
Like
Yes.
you are one step below being a star. You are one step below the elite. You know, you're like in the contest of lounge singers or whatever the hell he's saying. You are getting an honorable mention rather than first, second, or third place.
Yeah, well, the impression I get is that he occupied the tier also occupied by Wayne Newton. Yeah, that
Yeah,
that type of performer.
yeah. But apparently he was lesser than.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess pretty much nobody thought of him all that well, but
Hmm. Yeah, it's always weird to me when I've loudly announced that I've blocked somebody, and yet people still feel the need to respond to the comments that person made on whatever, be it Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, as if they might get a reply at some point.
Moo.
I'm just like, did you really think that? I mean, hell, maybe they don't even get a notification that someone said something. I don't know. All I know is that replying was probably pretty useless.
Oh
I don't
my.
know. Not that it matters a whole hell of a lot. If someone else wants to waste their time, I say let them, but it still weirds me out that they do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I asked this on Twitter, so I'm going to put it to both you and the panel. You know how in Star Trek, space is the final frontier? Well, what the hell is the next to last frontier? The sky?
I suppose that in that particular format, yeah, that might have been it.
Oh, hey, Vonrick is here.
Yes, I just
But I
noticed.
mean, even now, what is our like? See, and I guess I take issue with the fact that it's the final frontier. How do you know? What if there's like an alternate dimension out there somewhere? And so, like, parallel universe travel is really the final frontier.
That would be interesting. Yes, it would.
I mean, we'd have to go back and revise all of Star Trek. Oops. Not that they go through and correct the factual errors in other sci-fi, but like outdated sci-fi, but still.
Moo.
Wow. Well, it's not like it exactly went viral, but there's a post I made uh, recently on Twitter, a reply actually to Mr. Atheist, that got 39 likes and 2 retweets. I'll take it.
Okay.
But basically, he asked the question, what's the best, most clever, funniest, punniest way to announce you need to poop? And I replied, I'm going to go drop the kids off at the pool.
Okay then.
Now, I'm looking here. Let's see. There's 11 retweets and comments, and it looks like, I mean, I'm still scrolling, but it looks like mine got by far the most tweets. Well, no, I take that back. I see one with 31, and I've got 39 at the moment. So, still, I mean, most of the others have, well, here's one with 26, 22, 25. But so far, it still looks like mine's the best.
Yay!
It also looks like there's more than 11 responses. Also, one person replied with dropping the kids off at the pool, and it has no likes. So I guess people realized that mine was the best. Well,
Okay, then.
regardless. It was kind of like I posted something not too long ago that got like retweet after retweet after like, and it got to the point where I almost wanted to delete the tweet because it was too much work to keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it was just too much work. And also it was kind of drowning out all of my friends who might reply to something I said. So I actually muted the post so I didn't have to see it anymore.
Okay, then. There was one I put out not too long ago that got how do you put a double wide buttload of likes, but I cannot remember the number.
What if it turns out that instead of a double wide buttload, it was a metric fuck ton?
Well,
Then you'd look super foolish for calling it the wrong thing.
there you go.
Let's see. If I can find that post again and see how many likes it still has, I don't know. But the thing is, I post way too much. So it's like, oh, I made that post 3 days ago. Let's scroll 400 times.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, still not finding. I wonder if I go to my profile and sort by most liked, if that's possible. I don't even know if that's possible.
Isso é mais não nós, você see what they got on that thing. Quality, advanced filters, what do they got? I don't
I don't remember how long ago I made the post.
Yeah, that was my thing. I can't quite remember. It may have been one of my replies to Ken Ham. Well, not Ken Ham personally. He has me blocked. But they.
Oh, wait, here we go. I can sort by likes. Yeah.
You can.
Well, apparently not. Oh. No, that is right. This is my, this is all my posts, but, did I delete the post just to get rid of the constant barrage, or have I just not scrolled far enough yet? Well, I'm pretty sure I made the post before April 6th, so I don't know what's up. Oh well.
Well, that's
whatevs.
That's the easy part. Yeah, what's up is.
Oh no, here it is. Oh no, that's an R and Raw post.
Okay then. Oh my, oh my. Yeah, what's up is sky, clouds, and cost of living.
Yeah. That's not it.
Oh, I wonder. Oh, there it is. What do you know? Yay.
What?
Okay, somebody had posted something from a Finnish photographer who had shot a bunch of pictures in 2015 of a bear and a wolf who were friends. And the current like count stands at 173. When I answered a bit more on this, it appears that the pictures were shot in 2013, and I posted the original source.
Well, I have a question.
Yes, dear.
This bear, does it shit in the woods?
Um, I'm thinking possibly not because this is more like tundra.
Okay. Oh, this is probably it. No, that's not it. Someone else did that. Never mind. Damn it. Where is this post that got a bajillion likes? The problem with it though is that if I remember right, it was not a post that was original to me. Like I had just retweeted it or reposted it or something, but I hadn't made it. And I
Agfu.
was like, oh, sure, makes sense. This is the post that goes viral. Oh,
Oh,
well.
purple. Yeah, I saw that. I guess she had to get a stent of some sort cleaned out because of that infection, and allegedly she's resting comfortably. Because when I saw RGB trending, it's like, oh God, please, no, don't ever die. No, please, no, don't die.
You know what we need to do? We need to elect to the Supreme Court Betty White.
Yeah, she's immortal.
Mm-hmm. She's a Highlander.
Hey, wait a minute. There you go. There you go. Two Supreme Court justices for you right there. Betty White, and then work out some way to get
Keith Richards.
Keith Richards on there. Yes.
Okay, so it is currently 7:30, and I am getting very hungry. So Oh, and I finally found it. It's the one with what's her face from the new Star Wars movies that aren't Star Wars, holding up a sign that says "You are someone's reason to masturbate." That has 717 comments, 2.7 thousand retweets, and 5.6 thousand likes.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That is very, very moo. Yes.
Yeah. So, needless to say, I wish I had made that meme myself personally so that I could have gotten those likes for something I had made.
Now here's the little thing that makes me wonder about this though. Is the number of likes that garnered a function of the person who posted as much as the content of the post?
Absolutely not. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because when someone retweets something, all of their followers can see it. And if they like it, the like goes onto my post.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So a lot of that is people liking and retweeting it on someone else's wall.
Okay.
And
okay. I
their
did not know
and their
that.
own retweet goes to my wall as well as far as likes and comments. So I get 100% of the credit for the thing I posted that wasn't mine. Mind you, you've heard me express that particular sentiment more than once.
Okay then.
So, I mean, it's not like I haven't made that joke. It's just that particular meme didn't originate from me.
Gotcha.
And I am sorely tempted to buy something I shouldn't.
Okay. Well, yeah, that is pretty much life.
Just because it's a lot of money and I've been spending a lot of money lately, but damn it, I want it.
A starship.
Unfortunately, that's out of my budget. This is in my budget. I just shouldn't buy it.
Gotcha.
I think I might anyway. Damn it, damn it, damn it.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's see. Holy crap. That's 2 pounds worth? It might be worth it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Fine. I have more than enough money. I can justify it. Well, okay. A while back, they came out with these limited edition Skittles that are spicy.
Okay.
I bought them once, and they are so fucking good. But they're selling them at like this exorbitant price. Like, let's put it this way: 2 pounds of those are $45. But if I want to buy, let's say, where is it? I can't see it, and there's no magnification. Damn it! So I'll have to scroll here. If I want a package that's 7 ounces, that's $16.
Wow.
Yeah. So if I buy the big one that's 2 pounds worth for $45, I think I'm getting a bargain.
Well, yeah, that's the way it works with shopping in the U.S. It's not how much you spend, it's how much you save.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I go to the supermarket, I will look at unit price
Oh,
more
yes,
than
yes.
actual price.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And what
yeah.
unnerves me, it drives me crazy. Well, drive me crazy, you got to put me in reverse. But they're not consistent with the units. One package of a particular item by a particular manufacturer or whatever is going to be priced per ounce. And
then you get the
another
one price
packet,
per gram
yeah, huh?
or
Yeah,
by pound or
yeah.
whatever.
Or we're priced each. That I always love that one. It's $5.95 and priced $5.95 per each, and it's like, screw you, man. Because it's bulk stuff, it could be priced per ounce the way they did the other stuff that looks like that. And yeah, I have a feeling that is intentional.
Yeah, oh, I get that impression too. Kind of the way that prices always end in 9 cents, whether it's usually 99 or 49, but I'm sure I've seen it in other, yeah. But the point is that I'm pretty sure that's on purpose too, just
Mm-hmm.
because people will say like, oh, 3.49, that's pretty cheap. Oh, wait, it's actually 3.50. Or 10.99. Oh, that's actually $10, except a lot of people don't think about it.
That is confirmed. That is the reason they do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one, what was I thinking here? Well, I'm not very good at the thinking, so that's another story entirely.
Yes, yes, yes.
I lost it. Damn it.
Hmm.
That's what happens when you get old.
No, that's what happens when you get old.
Oh, I know what it was. Okay. You look at the nutrition information on the labels. Who decides what the portion size is?
Oh, well, those portion sizes are always off. It's like you buy what most people would consider to be a single serving packet of Doritos, except it says 4 servings per package. What are you, fucking high? But one thing
Yeah.
I've noticed, though, is a lot of the nutritional information now, and I don't know if this is a law or if they're just doing it out of the goodness of their hearts, but a lot of the nutritional information will have per serving and then per package next to each other.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that. It hasn't been ubiquitous, but I have seen it. So that's doing a little bit better. Yeah. One of the things that I started wondering was with the serving sizes, etc. They also, calories per serving. Were they thinking of a number for the number of calories that somebody would consider, and then adjust the portion size to have that number of calories?
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
so. I think
Okay.
if anything, it's probably the opposite, really. I think maybe they were trying to say, let's make it seem like these portion sizes have so few calories that people will underestimate how much is actually in the package. That, like, because there have been times when I've bought something where it looks like a single serving container, and I don't even remember to check servings per container. And it's like, oh, 100 calories? I can totally eat this whole thing. And then I get home and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, 6 servings for package? Fuck. You know? It's like this whole
Mm,
package is a quarter of my daily intake, my daily caloric intake. Like if 2,000 calories is a normal day's intake.
yeah, yeah.
So, and it'll be a smallish package of food too.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that the portion sizes you see on these things, I never have regarded them as a single serving. I've regarded
Hmm.
them as a third of a serving or a quarter of a serving. Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
Well, I mean, I don't know if you've ever, like, you buy something that's like one at a time snacks or one at a time candy, and you look at the portion size, and then you take that many out of the package, and it's like, oh, 8 of them, huh?
mm,
I mean, how is this a portion size? This is barely even like half a mouthful
yeah, yeah. You
portion
might have
size.
a jar of peanuts or something, and the portion size is 6 peanuts. Yeah.
Mhm.
Come on, guys. I mean, I can eat a pound of peanuts in one sitting. Now that'll be my entire intake for the day.
And you
But
wonder why you can't shed that weight. A pound of peanuts in a sitting?
well, I'm sitting a long time.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, because it's oh god, it's like 2,000 calories right there, and no, I don't wonder why I can't lose the weight. I know how much I eat. The problem I have is lately I really don't eat all that much. I mean, eat once a day, and it really doesn't turn
Actually,
out to be. Hmm?
bad for you. You should not eat once a day because your body will store all of it. What I read once is that the best way to lose weight is actually to eat all day, but eat really healthy shit because your body spends all the time processing it, all day processing like a thing of celery or cucumbers or something. So your metabolism is revved, but you're not really eating anything that'll make you gain weight.
Okay.
Like I've seen interviews with nutritionists who have all said this. Eat tiny tiny portions of healthy shit all day and you'll lose weight.
Okay, it's worth a try. The other problems I have, man, going to the produce aisle, wow, you can leave a lot of money behind there.
Well, this is why I've been buying all my vegetables and fruit frozen lately because it's so
Mm.
much cheaper. Although the one that is really kicking my ass is I've developed a taste for frozen blackberries, and those are expensive.
Yes, they is.
So,
I saw
I
you
mean, not as
mentioning.
expensive as the fresh stuff, but like I've said before, the fresh fruit is not so much the vegetables, but the fruit is really rotten quality here at my local supermarket. Like, you cannot get good fresh fruit. But it's summertime, and frozen blackberries are like having a popsicle that's good for you.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I have been developing a taste for those, but I can eat a whole bag of them in a day.
I'm kind of like that with grapes. I
Mm.
love grapes.
Well, I mean, that's the problem is like you buy grapes at the supermarket here, and you will get so many that are like halfway to raisin.
Oh my, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Because you get some
So I'm
pretty darn
like,
good stuff here.
yeah. Well, I mean, part of the problem is that this is not consistent from supermarket to supermarket. Like if I go to Whole Foods, they'll have quality fruit and vegetables, but it's also mostly health food. So there isn't a lot there that I want to buy.
Mm-hmm. Now, how much do?
Oh, purple. If I want good oranges, I can get those.
Oh yeah.
But almost all of the apples are bruised to shit. And they usually have the stem yanked out, which you wouldn't think would be a problem, but it often makes the apple turn brown inside, which is super unappetizing.
Yeah, it opens up the insides to the oxidation. Yes.
I don't like brown apples. I really, really don't.
Oh my. But yeah, you got me thinking maybe I'll have to buy some apples because I dearly love apples, even though I can't bite into an apple anymore. But I can slice off slices and eat those.
I always slice off slices anyway, because if I eat too much with just biting into it, I'll end up getting to that part of the core where the seeds are, and the seeds are surrounded by that thing that looks weirdly like a popcorn kernel.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like
yeah,
like the skin on the outside of a popcorn kernel.
yeah,
And I hate biting into those.
yeah. Okay.
But so I will usually slice the apple. Now, can you guess my favorite kind of apple?
Oh, let me see. The Fuji apple?
Nope.
Nope.
Two more guesses.
Let's see. I'll throw one away with a red delicious.
Nope.
Crab apple.
Nope. Granny Smith.
Oh, okay. You like them tart.
Oh, see you later, Von Rick.
Take care,
And like I
honey.
said, I need to head out too. I'm quite hungry. All I have to do now is decide, do I want a quick sandwich or should I make a stir fry?
Yes. Oh,
I'm still deciding.
I know what you can do.
What?
You can have a sandwich stir fry.
No, I can't.
No.
Anyway, later. Have fun.
Take care, honey. Oh my word, look at that. I see two of me. Let's get that out of here. And now we're down over there. Okay. Hopefully everybody can. Stir fried sandwich, yes. Absolutely and positively and absolutely and you name it and everything else. And I don't know, I might have to have a little something sort of for food. I'm not exactly sure what. Well, I have some grapes in the deferrionator. Um, there's cheese. There's all kinds of cheese. Swiss cheese. I just bought 2 pounds. Okay. Yeah, and this girl Kitty over here is looking for some attention. Uh huh. No, 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 little one. Don't knock the mug off. No, don't do that. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Yeah, and then I'm not sure what we're going to be up to. Well, what I'm going to end up doing is I've got a few days to make a decision. I don't know whether I am going to get a cake or not. Um, I may not because I might burst into tears while I'm eating it. Who knows? But it's 6 days to that time where I get reminded of just how old I am. Oh my, oh my. Nearly 10 p.m. Yes, indeed. Well, over here, it is nearly 2300 hours. 2250. That would be fun. I mean, I kind of wish I'd even haul out the grill and make some foods. 'Cause, I mean, I bought 10 pounds of hamburger patties when I was out shopping this last time. Um, so I've got some hamburger patties. It was what? Trying to remember how much it was. I think it was $19 for five. 19 sounds a little bit much for 5 pounds. I think it was a little bit less than 19 for 5 pounds. I think it came out to something like $3 and some cents a pound. Okay, so maybe $15 or something like that for the box. Oh well, what can you do? And yeah, I have the charcoal and I have the grill, and I don't know, I may, within the next few days or something, I may actually grill a little something. I was going to grill yesterday, but when I looked at the hamburger buns, I noted that something had taken up residence on them, so I said, okay, we're not going to do it that way. So maybe I'll get some more Kaiser rolls or something like that, and see what I can do about making some hamburgers. And I've got 4 ears of corn in the defibrinator. It's really interesting. About 3 weeks ago, I bought corn. It was 28 cents per ear, and now it was close to 40 cents. So, I mean, we're only mid-July and it's that much already. Honey, will you cool it? Sincerely, I mean, really, and everything. But I'll do what I can with that. And we'll take care of letting the plants get settled back over there. And yeah, I decided I'd put a bubbler in there, or at least for now. And it's not totally full because I'm still reaching in there and moving things around and doing stuff and everything else, and I don't want to spill all the water out of there. So it's going to be a little while before I finish that up. And I'm still looking, I don't know, maybe in a month or so, I'll put the fitties in there and see how that works. Yeah, Tarek Isa Patronda, whatever that meant. What did that mean? I have no idea. I have no idea at all. None, zero, zilch, nada. Okay then. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say at everybody, I want to thank everybody who's here. And I want to thank everybody who's not here. And really and truly, I know it sounds corny. I know it sounds, full of it or whatever, but I love your appreciation. I really do. And it's a happy thing. And as long as you keep appreciating, I'll keep doing one way or another. And what can I tell you? I just love this stuff and love you guys. Really and truly and everything. So, I guess what I can say then is, thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.